Well, are we live?
Are we live? Oh, hi, everybody. Wow, I didn't even realize.
Hi.
We're using a new setup, so everything's being funky on me, but we should be good now. Hello. I just went to manage broadcast and just turned it on for me. I don't need both of these. Let me turn that off.
Still getting set up here, everybody. How you doing? They're in fact being monitored. Hell yeah.
How do we sound, everybody? We could turn it up a little bit. I can adjust things, but hopefully we sound pretty good.
Yeah, do we sound equalish? Hey, hey Nick, how's it going? Hold up today's paper. Where's all your newspapers at?
Yeah, I actually thought about subscribing to the newspaper, and then I didn't. I just did not go through with that. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Absolutely not.
I got a couple of magazine subscriptions because the kids like in school fundraiser thing.
Oh, they still do that.
It's like one of the
highlights.
They got highlights from their grandma already, so I got Astronomy magazine, which is just all in the bathroom if you were in there. Yeah,
didn't notice that.
Yeah.
How much do you think I was scoping out the bathroom when I was in there?
Yeah, I could do something about the echoiness a little bit.
Yeah, a little echoey.
Yeah, I
can't imagine why. Whoa! Whoa! Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day? Do 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 do. Reach out for the mic shine. Don't you know? Node Heart, a Digimon World type game. No, I haven't heard of that. I'm mildly intrigued though.
All right, how do we sound now? Is this any better? And if it is better, we'll keep it. But it's NVIDIA broadcast. It's possible that it could have that click. Let me know if it does. And
about the same.
About the same.
And then just turn it off.
Well, let me just turn this up a little bit and see if I
close this pop up on my screen, if you could.
Yeah, no problem. Oh my God, it's gonna bother Mikey.
Oh, you know it.
Okay, how about now? Is that any better?
Yeah, any difference?
Any difference? If it's not, we'll turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let us know if that's better, different, same.
Yeah, but I'm just seeing if I can get a little bit better. Yeah, it's okay, about the same. Fair enough. All right,
just turn it off then.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll learn to like that little echo.
Yeah. Yeah, the echo would be way worse if we had like two mics here.
Can you feel it?
All right. Now I turned it off. Is that better, or I mean, is it noticeably worse, or it doesn't make a difference?
Yeah. Because if it's about the same, we'll just keep it on. Just room reverb.
Yeah, it's room reverb. Yeah. That's room echo removal is the tool I was using there.
Totally fine.
Yeah. Just hold on. We're not started yet, so same. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, then it's off. If you want to listen to a better audio version, we'll run this through some stuff for the podcast version, and that'll be all fixed up.
Oh, I just got some food on my way up here.
Yeah, we were going to get the chicken and waffle pizza, but it was closed by the time I was ready to order it.
Yeah, it was just fast. Yeah, I had to go pee at a rest stop anyway, so I just got something there.
And we got good rest stops here in Ohio.
Oh, they're very clean. Yeah. I was thinking about that because there was a man who was working there, just some old guy at the information booth. I was like, that guy is maybe bothered by 1-2 people a day, if that.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there and vibing, and I'm like, that's a good retirement job.
It's good, yes.
He's like Mikey in Better Call Saul working at that parking lot.
Oh, yeah, totally, yes. I think about those kinds of jobs sometimes. I'm like, what would I do? That sounds like a good one.
Security guard.
All right, let's get started.
No, you got to start at 9, Jeff. People know we're starting at 9. Can't start early.
It's 4 minutes. By the time I get,
we can kill time for 4 minutes.
by the time I tweet and everything.
Well, let's tweet now.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right.
Do you want to switch our camera side so that when we look at each other, it doesn't look like we're both looking at the wall?
We'll do it.
Oh, it's
yes. All right. Can you feel the sunshine? Gotta enter my 2-factor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised Elon Musk hasn't gotten rid of 2-factor yet. Or make you pay for
Or I
it.
think it'd be something he's against. Oh, yeah.
Make you pay for it, yeah.
Is that something he'd be against? I guess so. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Get to know that like button on a personal level. And reach out for the sunshine.
All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna have the music, so we'll just go right into it. You know, give me a second. One last thing.
One more thing. This better be a cool surprise.
No.
He's bringing out a present for me, I can tell. It's gonna be really cool. This is a fuzzy sweater thing that I got at Target. You wouldn't get it, Christian. You're not white. You don't understand Target. He comes. What if he just came back in this room naked? What if Jeff had a mental breakdown I don't know about, and this is how he really goes about it? What is he possibly doing in there? Where even is the camera? Oh, it's there. Oh, hi. I found the camera. Jeff, what are you doing over there? He's not talking to me now. He's ignoring me now.
What's up?
What are you doing?
I'm getting some baffling.
Some what?
Baffling.
Oh. Where are you going to put that?
Just over here against this wall that we're talking about too.
Oh, that's smart.
We'll see. We'll see what's smart and what's not smart, Mike.
Okay. I mean, it's real stupid.
Thank you.
He's getting the knife. Reach out for the mic shine. Y'all ready to talk about those major Rocketeer developments? That's what we're here for.
Wow, Mike, you don't even know the name of your own game that you care about.
Did I say Rocketeer?
Yep.
Rocket Knight. Look, I just like so many things with jetpacks in them. It's confusing. Hello. Who's coming down here?
Hey, you guys should go to bed.
Are you guys getting to bed?
Are you doing this out?
Yeah.
We're just about to start, yeah. Why do you kids have chocolate faces? What are you eating?
I eat ice cream.
Oh, you had your drumstick.
Drumstick.
Well,
The
go
drums-
pick yourselves up.
That's fun.
Sometimes you get me down.
Oh, you got it on your clothes?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sometimes it's here for the cell.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, I see. Yeah. Here we go. I'll make sure everybody can see. I got the kitty. I got the kids these squishy
Dada.
Kirby's.
I accident and
Do you want to do the show with me instead? I think you'd be much better at it. Say, this is the internet. You're busy. Let's do this.
I've created my own replacement.
Ooh.
Oh, or just say,
Dada.
hello, YouTube.
Hello.
Oh, say it really loud like this. Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
There we go. Good job. All right.
Dada, Mom just pushed me off the chair.
Oh, did I almost push you off the chair? Did I high-five you too hard?
We're gonna start our show.
That would have been bad. Oh, all right, kiddos. Good night.
You guys gotta go get ready for bed. Say goodnight to Uncle Mikey.
Good night. Hi. Okay, bye-bye.
Amy,
Good
you want to
night.
come say goodbye to Uncle Mikey?
Yeah? Bye. Good night. I'll see you later.
Can you call her up? Hey!
Uh-oh.
Hey!
Uh-oh, they're on the loose. They're on the loose.
You gotta go to bed.
Bye-bye. Good night. There you go. All right, now we got those brats out of here. Oh, they're sweet.
All right.
Okay.
Oh my God, they're banging down the doors. That's only gonna help a little bit, but whatever. It's something.
I'll take a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. No, don't worry about it. Sean, just chill, all right?
AJ also complained. People are complaining.
There's a reveal. Can everyone just chill out for a second? There's a big reveal.
Oh, it's a bit.
Yes, it's a bit. That's why I pointed. I'm like, look, it's the other one right there.
see.
That's what we're doing.
I just confess it really in a second. Everyone, it's gonna be fine.
It's not. I'm all right. I'm heated. All right. Oh, we should start it. It's a bad. Well, listen. I never said it was a good bit.
That's
Sean.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's like a portal day.
Welcome to the new art. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. All right. No music, so we're just gonna go right into it. All right.
It's Nikki.
I'm gonna start recording.
Hi, Nikki.
All right. All right. In 5, 4, 3. It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Mess Decides podcast. A podcast where we make all the decisions so you never have to think for yourself. I can't really see my rundown, but whatever. It's the Game of the Year episode.
Jeff, I could do this in my sleep.
Well, I write it down so I don't have to remember it. Because I'm not going to remember it. He's Mike. Mike, say hello to everybody.
I'm good. This thing still says I'm your host, Mike Minotti, from when I edited it once.
I do know my own name, and I've been replacing that as I go on the fly.
Incredible. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti.
And we were going to do this together, but we are together. Hey, look at
We
each
did
other,
it.
see?
We did it, everybody.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're here. We're here to talk about the major Rocket Knight developments in person.
Yep.
It's happening.
This is he won't shut up about it, and he's not shutting up about it, even though the show's going.
I don't know.
Was that a good bit of what, Sean? Everyone else ruined it. It was great in my head.
Oh, don't worry. Now they're upset that it's not centered enough for them.
Well, that's because the list is going to go over there. Everybody.
Yeah, the list, and we have the fun Sega wall.
Yeah, we have a Sega wall. The list is going to go over there, so we're going to just keep it like this. I'm not going to go over there and move that camera. We're not going to mess with things. Mike, today's episode, KMS Game of the Year, Prince of Persia, your Rocket Knight adventure news.
Today.
But first, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Drove up here. It's it's 90 minutes, which is like verging on being kind of long, but it's a very easy drive. I'm on one road for a while, so not too bad. Although I'm going to be gone all weekend. Also, I have a wedding in Pittsburgh, and then Games Done Quick is in Pittsburgh, so I'm going to stay Sunday and look at that too for a while. So I'm not going to be home very much this weekend, which is always a little bit of a bummer. But I am still looking forward to it. It is going to be nice. I feel bad because I still have things that need do at home. Take the tree down, gotta clean. I got a sink full of dishes that I don't know why I don't clean them, because I just walk by it and feel bad every time. I'm like, I'm a piece of shit, and I keep walking, but just do it. But I'm busy.
I was glad you came over. It gave me the excuse I needed to do all my cleaning.
Yeah,
so.
that's it helps to have people over.
Yeah, the external threat is like what I need. Yes, absolutely.
I need to be like, well, now I feel shame
yes.
on top of like those other negative feelings.
Right. And the shame is really the best motivator I've found. That's how I do my parenting, of course. Yeah, but it was nice to actually get the house cleaned up and everything. So I've been meaning to get this like whole area like better for a while. So it was a good excuse. But the dishes are really a pain in the ass. Those actually are still up in the sink upstairs. But the drive was nice. You got over here no problem. You just got off work and headed right over.
Yep. That was pretty much it. I was listening to the dump truck a bit, finishing some things, and just came right on down. Then we'll go right home after this. So real quick in and out.
Yep. Cool. That's how he does it, everybody.
Gross.
It's a special episode. Thanks for hanging out with us. We planned to do this last week. We had some scheduling conflicts, not feeling too great with the kids were sick. It was all kinds of stuff. But we're going to do our game of the year this episode. We are going to do a little bit of upfront stuff because we want to talk about Prince of Persia. You want to talk about Rocket Knight Adventures. We'll get into all of that here in a little bit. I'll do a shorter version of the normal credits, mostly just thanks to everyone on Patreon who supports us.
Yeah.
It's been great. It was a great 2023 because of y'all. The Patreon continues to grow. The support continues to grow. And if you support us anywhere else, thank you as well. You can go to patreon.com/GameMess to continue to support us. It means a ton. And we're going to keep doing as much as we can, fit in as much as we can, doing special stuff like this every once in a while. It's been really worth it. You guys all make it worth it. So thank you so much. All right, Mike, you just want to hop into it?
Let's do it, baby.
All right. So the big topics of the week that I have written down here start with the PS5 V2 DualSense. There's a new controller that leaked. Basically the same thing, but the better battery life. Do you care?
I mean, I guess I care a little bit. I have a lot of DualSenses already. I know why. Because they sent me the Slim, and that came with one. When they sent me my first PS5, that has two, and I have an Edge. So my gamer privilege here is a little off the charts. I don't really need any more DualSenses. But hey, that battery life is bad in this thing. So if you can improve it, sure. I mean, is there anything else about it?
Not that we know of. There's potentially like some changes that we can't tell from the listing. But we'd have to get our hands on it. As it stands, the big thing that they're making a deal out of is 12 hours versus the 6 or 7 you get from the DualSense now.
I mean, it's a lot more. Some would say almost twice as much more.
Some would.
Maybe almost exactly that.
Mathematicians are still not quite sure, but yeah. I'll be excited mostly because I bought a second DualSense. I bought one of those hot pink ones, and I like it a lot. But the battery came dead, and I never
came dead.
Yes, I got busy. I bought it, and it was a Christmas gift for Emmy, and she does use it. That's hers. But I gave it to her like 3 months after I bought it, and I was like, I just don't want to go through the hassle, and I just kind of let it sit there and forgot. I'm like, I'll just replace the battery myself, and I still plan to do that. But I kind of want to just get a new one as well that's going to have a good battery from the start. So it'll be one of these V2s. And hopefully what they do is they just like the V2s replace all of the current ones. And so I can get like that hot pink one with a better battery and stuff going forward.
And this has just kind of come out of nowhere. It seems like it's too early to coincide with the PlayStation 5 Pro or anything else.
It'll probably be bundled in with the Pro by the time you get it.
Happens, yeah.
Right. But this does seem like this is happening in between the Slim and the Pro. So... so it's I'm glad they're doing it. This is something that's happened before. Like Xbox has done this a bunch of times where they have a major revision, or even sometimes it's like, here's an extra button. It's a little bit more comfortable, things like that. We'll see if there are any other changes with the V2 once it comes out. If this thing gets confirmed, it will probably be at a state of play here in the next couple of weeks. I would
think. Yeah, that's probably the most exciting thing about this is we all know state of play's coming. I think we're all excited for the Xbox thing that's going to be next week, and we know what games are going to be there. And PlayStation's even a bit more of a mystery. They obviously have a couple things early on, like Helldivers 2 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But like most people really want to know about PlayStation Studios games, especially beyond that kind of first quarter, first third of the year.
Yep.
So,
and we've been waiting a long time. Seems like it's going to happen here. I suppose the state of play could happen. They don't mention this controller. It just seems like, why not?
Sure, right.
Why wouldn't you? Discord layoffs. You actually told me about this today. I'm like, well, oh my God, they're laying. Because I just like, oh, Twitch layoffs in my head. I'm like, yeah, we talked about that. No, Discord layoffs happened as well. Everyone's laying people off. This is like another, what was it, like 180 people?
Like 17% or something. It's hundreds of jobs after Twitch already. I mean,
and after Unity,
after like what is it really, Jeff? Is it what's happening first here? Is there actual market conditions this is happening? Or has it become a trend at some point? It's like, well, Twitch did it. We should do it too. How does it work?
That's definitely a big part of it is, yes. So it's all the above. I mean, obviously, capital's expensive. People can't borrow money to pay their employees. But there is a sense that if there's any uncertainty about the future, cut now while everyone else is cutting, so you don't look like you're standing out. Everyone's cutting, so you cut as they're cutting. Okay, yeah, that's what everyone's doing. If you were to like get like a year from now and things are looking great and everyone is like, oh, we're past the laying people off stage, and then you had to make cuts, you would look way worse. It's just shitty that because this is not how it used to work. Like 100 years ago, 50 years ago, it was not like, well, we need to cut jobs to help our bottom line. That was just not something that occurred to companies almost at all. It was very, very rare. Now, in the last like 30 years, since about the 80s, this is something where it's like, no, this is a lever we pull when we need to make sure that our income and our output are kind of matching one another in a way that makes more sense. That we pull the layoffs lever, and so that because we live in the kind of the sick version of capitalism now, this is something that's happening more frequently, and it can become contagious, and that's definitely what we're seeing. I do still wonder. It's like, man, why is it like first couple weeks of the year? I suppose it's like maybe they're like, oh, we're not going to do it before Christmas, but so many of these companies did do it before.
Some people did. That did not stop everybody.
Right. The other thing, we are going to get to the end of the fiscal year for a lot of these companies, which is going to be the end of March. So they're like, let's just do it now, and that will set us up for our conference call with investors later on, and we can tell them all the bright news to distract from that and say we are using this as a jumping off platform to make you a ton more money. It continues to suck. I hope that we get past it relatively soon. The market overall looks very healthy. Like all this stuff looks pretty good, but then you go like, you want to listen to people like Unity, for example. They don't feel too good about the future of Unity, things like that.
No.
Discord, though, that's a tough one because they tried a bunch of stuff to make more money.
Well, Discord, that's what's upsetting about Discord and Twitch is that they seem very important to just the way that our gaming lifestyles are, right? Mm-hmm. Discord and Twitch are kind of essentials. So you think that programs or services that are essential to some people like that would be inherently profitable, and they aren't. We know Twitch has struggled being profitable for a long time. It's kind of this greatest question. Well, what do you do? And what if there isn't an answer? Oh, no.
Yep, exactly. We could be in a situation where like these companies have not found a way to make a lot of money, and there just is no answer. They were fine in the infinite growth stage, and now they got to make profit, and they never really figured that out. That was something they always kick the can down the road, especially Discord, where it's like, I guess how does that company make money? I subscribe to Nitro. I bet I'm not in a very high percentile, or I bet that's a small percentile people that actually subscribe to Nitro.
Yeah, I mean, like Twitch, I'm streaming on there, so I'm making money, but I'm also subscribing to other people's accounts and, all these other things I'm putting. I have Prime, so enough people. I was like, I want to be, well, they must be making money, but we also know very expensive to run those servers. Incredibly expensive, and tons of people are using them. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of these things where I can't do much but sit here and hope it gets figured out, because we need a Twitch. Yep. We need a Discord. Yep. Or at least things like them. And there's no real replacements. I know there's some other streaming services, but they aren't on the scale of a Twitch, and they aren't going to be anytime soon.
Yep. We will probably still hear more layoffs before we get past this. So this is probably not the end of it.
No.
Going to be a lot of kind of these companies using this moment to get away with what they can get away with. All right. Up next, I wrote down here Rocket Knight Adventures, I guess.
No, nice pivot. Possible pivot. Let's get, we'll brighten things up, everybody. Gosh, limited run games. First, they announced. It's funny because I think the last podcast we did, there was a question about what public domain character would you want to make a game out of? And I said Felix the Cat. Well, they also announced the Felix the Cat collection, which I guess I have to buy.
MVG worked on both of these, by the way.
Oh, yeah, because it's using that engine.
Yep.
Right? But I got to talk to him. But the big one.
I think that one time we did talk to him. We had him on one of our things. Maybe it was Jeopardy. And we were like begging him to like port something. I think you might have said Rocket Knight Adventures.
Did I do this?
You might have said Rocket Knight Adventures. I'm like, it was either that or one other thing, and I can't remember what the one other thing is. But I was like thinking earlier today, I'm like, I think Mike might have said this to him.
Let's just say that I did this.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, Rocket Knight Adventures, the 3 16-bit era games. Rocket Knight Adventures for Genesis. Rocket Knight Adventures 2 Sparkster for the Genesis. And then Sparkster, that's a separate game from the Super Nintendo. Those 3 games in one collection called Resparked. Going to have some modern conveniences like rewind and like a boss rush mode.
Yep.
Things like that.
That's cool.
Very excited. Just those.
I've never really played these. I've like booted them up on emulators every once in a while.
So Sparkster, Rocket Knight Adventure 2, those are very good. Rocket Knight Adventures, the first one, Genesis, is an all-time great 16-bit game. Everyone can laugh at me for liking this kind of slightly more obscure series a little bit. Rocket Knight Adventure is fantastic. I mean, it's Konami at the time where Konami did not really make bad games.
Right.
Their 16-bit output was incredible.
Really good. Yep. I mean, one of the couple of publishers holding up that entire generation. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And this game is just this really, it's kind of cute and fun. It's like a bit of a mascot platformer, but like the mascot isn't hideous. The platform is really good. And you have this rocket pack kind of mechanic to it.
What kind of animal is Sparkster?
It's like possum or something like that. It's not awesome possum.
No, yeah. Nikki, I think, is like, what was this possum when we were talking about earlier? I'm like, oh yeah, is this a possum? I guess that thing looks like a possum, I guess.
Yeah. So, I kept waiting for these to come on NSO, and that wasn't happening. So, hey, I'll take this. I'll pay for it. Whatever. Just give me Rocket Knight on modern platforms. There was a GBA game. I don't know.
Was there an XBLA
I'm not GBA,
game?
I mean XBLA.
Okay, yes.
So that was the last time I got it. I like that game. It's a little short and a little easy, but it was still very good. But I'll still take the original over anything.
Sure.
Super fun. Very good soundtrack also. God, I love Rocket Knight Adventures. This came out of nowhere for me. I am very excited. It's limited run, so there's going to be like 3 tiers of like collector's editions or box copies you can buy. Even the normal, though, it has like this reversible cover that makes it look like the original. Like the very special edition I want has like one of those like fake cartridge cases that has like the cartridge replicas of all 3 games. Oh baby, I cannot wait.
And you're gonna go for? I mean, this is your thing. Why wouldn't you go for?
Oh yeah,
top tier.
Right. Like I can't imagine anything else that reasonably that limited run would do that I would be this excited about.
Right.
Like the last time I really got the expensive limited run thing was when they did a Monkey Island thing. Right. So it's got to be like that tier for me.
Sure.
For them.
Well, I'm excited for you. And hey, I'll check these games out.
They are really, you're going to like Rocket Knight Adventure.
I'm sure I will, yes.
It's like, it's kind of a bit like, do you like Contra Hardcore?
I do, yeah.
It's like that where it's very boss heavy.
Ooh, okay.
It's like you're kind of moving from boss to boss with a little bit stuff in between, or like Gunstar Heroes, right? Almost that kind of like a vibe to it. Super fun. Well, have fun, I guess. And Rebecca Stone is also playing this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's time.
She's gonna learn to like it.
Yes. Gunstar Heroes is speaking my language. So hey, let's do it.
It's good.
All right, and then the last story I got here: Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age are coming to Nintendo Switch for Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members on January 17th. So in about 6 days, like a little less than a week.
Thinking about things we were just talking about last Nintendo, someone said, "What games you want?" And I saw this year, and you said Golden Sun.
I'm like, they already announced it. They should just put that out. I hope that's the next thing. Here we are. It's the next thing. Very happy that this is happening. I can play these games whenever. People always point that out. It's true. I just like the idea. It's like when a movie's on television. Yeah. That's serendipitous of like, oh, everyone's playing it right now. Or other people could just be sitting down and watching this alongside me in some way. It's like, I just want to hear people are playing this game. I love that.
I just like playing things on my Switch. I really do. And there is something like special about the game coming to NSO. Makes me feel good. Like, like I've been wanting to play Metroid Zero Mission for a while. Right. And I'm basically like, I'm not doing that till it gets added to NSO. I know it's going to be, so I'm just going to wait for that. And Golden Sun is fun because I like JRPGs. I played a little bit of this back in the day. Mostly it stood out for me because of that weird camera panning thing it did in the boss fights that looked really cool. But yeah, I want to give this a shot, see like how far I do want to get into it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Gosh, I hope I hope this is. I like that they're doing both of them right away together, and it's not like we're announcing that one's coming this month and the next one's next month. No, just both of them. Good.
Exactly. They've been doing this a little bit more often. This one's like, well, both these Golden Sun games at once makes some certain amount of sense. I hope they continue the thing of, hey, here's 2 games a month for these expansion pass platforms. N64 got 3 games at once, right? So yeah, I hope this just continues. We are getting to a point where even Game Boy Advance now, I don't think has many, if any, games announced that have not come out. Was Golden Sun the last one, or is it?
I forget if they, and I think they may have showed a picture of Zero Mission back when they said. I might be making that up.
Right.
Might be making that up. I forget if Zero Mission was ever announced. It might not have been.
Yeah, I think we had this conversation before, and I think we settled on it wasn't shown.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I got yelled at last time. Not yelled at. I got corrected politely last time. But yeah, that's the one I want.
I also did get distracted. Is chat saying that a possum and an opossum are 2 different animals? Is that what they're saying? Because I don't think that's true.
I believe them. And
I mean, if Mike O'Leary and Sean are saying it, I guess I have to believe them.
Believe them. There's a letter difference.
Yeah, but I just thought it was like some people spell the name different depending on like where they're
regional?
From. Yeah, regional names for the same thing.
No, it's a regional dialect. Yeah, well, regional. I'm from Utica, and I've never heard anybody say opossum.
They're on different continents entirely. Okay, all right, that makes sense too. Fair enough. Well, yeah, that's the drum kit says what I thought was like the possum doesn't exist. It's always spelled opossum. Yeah, I just thought, but just pronounced possum by a lot of people. But fair enough.
Man, we're getting both Golden Suns, but we still only have one of the technically 3 GBA Fire Emblems. The one never got translated here, but we still didn't get Sacred Stones yet. So
yeah, and I wonder like how hard and heavy they'll go with Fire Emblem when they have that. Genealogy of the Holy War like done and waiting to come out and stuff, but I suppose these things can always lead to, hey, it's marketing for that game. You go play this on Nintendo Switch Online, and then we're going to sell you a new one, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that does it for the big topics. We got some super chats. We're going to get to all of that after a quick break, and then we'll start getting to what we're going to do this episode. We're going to talk about Prince of Persia first, and then we'll do Game of the Year. We'll be right back after this.
I'm going to go pee.
All right.
I am the pee.
All right, so Donald Woody says opossums and possums are different. So the ones in North America, are they with an O or without an O? So I've seen a possum in my life, and when I see that little fucker, do I go opossum or just possum? Oh, that's what I thought. I thought the one I've seen is with, because it's North America and the O is capitalized. It's so easy to remember, Drum Kid. Okay, North America is opossum. All right, cool. Yeah, they're both pronounced possum. Yes, I'll still, yes, Jason, I'll still say possum. Australia is possum. Are they similar? Do they look similar? Are they basically the same thing, but they just live on 2 different continents? Which I recognize would still make them very different. They both hang out on trees. No, they're not. Okay. Okay, so now the real question. What the fuck is Rocket Knight? Is it a possum or opossum?
It might be something else.
Or something else entirely. Mike yells from the bathroom. He's an opossum. Okay. Fair enough. Kind of looks like a possum, to be fair. Our possum. I hate this. This sucks.
What? What's wrong? What happened?
Just this whole thing with the possums and like trying to.
It really fucks you up to learn about the opossum.
Just like trying to learning about it's fine. I'm glad. Hey, teach me whatever you guys want. Yeah, sure. Give me a Bud Light. Give me a gay Bud Light, please.
Dude, gay Bud Light's coming.
I just hate trying to have the conversation where it's like, oh, this word sounds exactly the same, and I confused myself. I can skip. You want to see it? Can you first? Can you skip?
Probably. How hard is it?
Just go straight. Yeah, go straight back there. They'll be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. He skipped. Oh, turn. Wait, skip. Jump. Come back. Let's run on the light. There we go. All right.
Yeah, sorry, it's easy. Can people not skip?
Yeah, there's a man have a hard time skipping apparently.
Okay. Wouldn't you be surprised if I couldn't skip? Let's be honest.
I if I had to like bet money before you die, I would say I think you can skip.
I put this offer on. I'll wait on still.
Jeff said skip like Shannon Sharp. Skip! All right. Chat like that. That is, Christian, that's 100% skipping. What are you talking
I don't know what you guys are doing in Argentina.
Roger says that's terrifying. That is how I feel. If you were to skip at someone in public without warning them, I think they would be
Okay,
horrified.
so at the end, when the show is over, we should both get up and skip together away from
Okay. All right, we got it. All right. Let's see. We're going to do super chats. Let me sure.
Yeah, you
let
got
me
to scroll for me if I'm going to read them.
Yeah, let me actually just make it bigger for now. Okay, that's good. Anything else I should make sure?
Oh, skipping.
Okay.
That's wait, is that Cran? That's good.
That's
good,
good, GB Cran. Good job. Okay, you ready?
1 second, I gotta do my cool one hand open.
I don't think I did it. I've been trying to do it more because you did it. I'm like, I can usually get it, but sometimes it's like
it's-
a little aggressive coming out. Mm-hmm. All right, getting back into it.
Ready.
And we're back, and we got some super chats, Mike. They're right there in front of
Yeah, I
you.
see.
I will try to do my best to. Oh my! I almost knocked my beer over immediately. I will do my best to scroll for you.
Okay, I like this. First one's from Jacob Bench. He says, "Can't make it live, but hopefully it goes well. Hopefully."
Yeah.
El Grug says, "How do I know you're in the same room and you aren't working me?" Mike, slap Jeff. Also, Mike is right. Cody should have finished the story
You
last.
can slap me for that. That's fair for believing that.
Can I do like one of these?
Yeah. Oh, that. I would prefer to slap. Jesus.
Darachi says, "Golden Sun is good as hell."
I agree.
Pretty Dude says, "Good guy Xbox giving Nintendo Rare's the most successful game." Yeah, I said it, and hoping Sony with their live service plans.
Oh, the Sea of Thieves. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll see if it comes. Hey, listen, I just heard they're considering it. We're not going to know for sure.
Yeah. So I thought, Grounded isn't their most successful game.
I guess not. Pretty close, based on what
Remember
I
when I
told
was
you about that. Yeah.
I should play Grounded this year. Green Thumb says, "Happy in-person 2023 Game of the Year free-for-all. Here's some money for a chicken and waffle pizza when the pizza place opens." Thank you, Green.
I was real bummed.
Really
I
appreciate
called
it.
them and everything. They're like, "Yeah, we're closing in 5 minutes."
That early.
Yeah, they're at the mall. That's the thing. They're over at Crocker Park.
Malls run on different times.
Exactly. They're on their own timeline.
Yeah. Toad Pack Shakira says, "Kojima posted a photo of him with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross like an hour ago. He walked out to Nine Inch Nails at the Game Awards. What do you know?" Oh, he's collected them, right?
Oh, he's definitely scanned those boys, and now their souls are trapped inside the machine.
The Marvelous Breadfish says, "Happy 2024 Dogs, the year of Silksong." It'll be messed up if Silksong does not come out in 2024.
It has to come. Well, I guarantee you that game comes out this year. Now I cursed it too, so sorry about that.
I mean, if you had told me the start of 2023, Silksong's not even going to be talked about this year. Like what?
Yeah.
Like, way in between worrying about Silksong, we had what might end up being a better Metroidvania announced and come out.
I remember being on the couch talking to Phil Spencer, and they're like, "Oh, a lot of those games you said would be out in 12 months didn't come out, like, Silksong." And I was like, "That's not really your fault." And he goes, "You know what? It is." And I was about to be like, "You know what? You're right." But now I'm like at a point where if they told you it's coming out in 12 months and they haven't talked about it at all since, at a certain point, I think it goes back on the developer for saying, "Yeah, that'll be out in 12 months."
Yeah, at some point, we're going to hear about that game. That game will be real. Yeah, still on that one. Up there it is. Hades 2. I mean, it's going to be in early access this year for sure. I don't know if it's going to have the full release. Hopefully. Metroid Prime 4. That's Jeff and I's beef. Metal Slug Tactics. Yeah, what happened to that?
Right.
It was supposed to come out a while ago.
Oh, maybe the Saudi prince didn't like it.
Shadow of the Erd Tree. Oh, the expansion.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to hear that any moment this year, and then it comes out like a month later, I bet.
Okay, Half-Life 3. I mean, that's like always like Half-Life 3 always seems like this joke. Jeff, someday they're going to announce a Half-Life 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a break glass in case of emergency thing, and Valve is not going to be in any emergency scenario for a while. But
I guess I just don't understand why you had this team that made Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
And that game, slight spoilers for the end, it sets up Half-Life 3.
Right.
Granted, every end of every Half-Life thing sets up the next one.
Do you remember, in chat, jump in if you remember, is Alex the one that the Campo Santo people stopped working on their game to help with?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's just like, I don't know. At some point, just make that game. just make that game. And I hope they are making it. I hope it isn't some weird false start thing or
Chat
whatever.
says yes. A lot of those Campo Santo people are there. Some have left. It's like, man, let them make. I guess let them. They're allowed to do whatever they want. Apparently at Valve.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it's like it takes someone coming down from on high and saying make Half-Life 3. Because if you say make Half-Life 3 if you want, you probably start working on that project and you're like, I mean, it's good, but is it Half-Life 3 good?
And I mean, people have been saying that to me like for 15 years now, and I'm at a point like, you know what? Just I almost don't care. I'm invested in that series. I got invested in that story. I have bought in. I hate to say I'm owed like some sort of thing, but like finish the story.
Yes.
And so make a Half-Life 3, and then if you never want to touch Half-Life again, that is okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Because it's not like you don't have the resources. You're
Right.
Valve.
Just do it. You're Valve. You got $1 zillion. Spend some of that on an attempt on a Half-Life 3. Let's see how it goes. Next one here is from Uriel Delgado. Says, can we watch the Steamboat Willie short on stream? Hi there, Jeff. Not a bunch of apples in the trench coat crowd. And Mike, Disney sleeper agent Minotti.
Yeah.
We did watch the Steamboat Willie thing on my stream. It was funny.
That's fun. I like that.
Uriel Delgado says, Mike, why don't you pass the time by playing Chicken Little? Wait, what? You mean Chicken Little? You mean like a game based off the Disney movie or something else?
I think there is a Chicken Little.
Oh, there
game.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
That was at the time where you just automatically
I think it's what Ural's getting at. Yeah.
Okay. Matt Rare Monkey says, what about this Game Shark, now AI Shark, Switch 2 September of 2024 thing that they announced during CES? Did you see this?
I saw that, but like,
I don't know
why would they know?
They don't know.
Yeah.
They're just, I mean, they're embarrassing themselves by freaking like saying like, we're planning to come out when the Switch 2 comes out this September.
Right.
Like, can you imagine Nintendo's like, okay, brand new Game Shark. Like, keep this really on the down low.
Didn't Nintendo sue Galoob over the Game Genie originally?
Oh, yeah, Nintendo never even liked these things.
Yeah, there's just no way.
No, absolutely not. Pika Blue. Hey, you Pika Blue. Thank you for joining the Lincoln tier. Appreciate that. Bryce Gilbert. Very funny to me that DICE snubbed OG Resident Evil 4 due to Capcom not submitting or some technicality and now completely snubbed the remake when it was eligible. I was about to say something mean about DICE, but no, it's whatever. It's fine.
What's wrong? What's your beef with DICE? The DICE awards are fine.
They're great.
You don't like GDC?
No, I don't like GDC. No, the DICE awards are great. You know, like no, you're right. I was going to say something mean that was unwarranted, but I was lashing out because of my Resident Evil 4 thing.
Sure,
that's it.
That's understandable. People would get it.
Yeah, people get it. I understand. And hey, look, obviously when Resident Evil 4 is nominated, it's because there were 6 spots, and it was the 6th one. Here, I think there are just 5 again.
Yeah, there's just 5.
So it's just, it's like those 5, right?
Yeah, well, it's those 5, and then Super Mario Wonder didn't make it.
Right, so it's even less, I think, or something. Or, no, so 6, I think, it is 5, and I think...
There were 6 at the Game Awards, right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, but Cocoon got in instead of Mario here.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
which I actually kind of endorse. I love Cocoon.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't, but I think Cocoon's a perfectly acceptable game to be in the Game of the Year discussion.
Hey, Peekaboo says the Discord header can be in person now. Kit. What's kiss mean? Is this a cool...
He wants us to kiss in person.
Oh, you want me to kiss? No.
No,
Jeff has germs and stuff here.
And this is way too small a super chat to get us a kiss. Hey, you Peekaboo, I still appreciate your money, but come on.
Shigeru Miyamoto says Jeff Grubb confirms Silksong is Switch 2 launch game. Why don't you confirm it, Shiggy?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, we could just like erase my name and it just says confirms Silksong is Switch 2 launch game, and Shigeru Miyamoto said that.
Beef Hammer says, Jeff, look me in the eye. Civ 7 in 2024?
Look, I don't know, but I think so. Probably. I wouldn't be too surprised. Isn't Take-Two saying they're going to make a shit ton of money next year? I know a lot of that's going to be Grand Theft Auto, but probably also Civ.
Civ is the franchise where I'm always like, there's 5 of those, right?
Right.
6.
I've not put any real time into Civ 6.
I haven't played Civ 6, and even then I'm like, no, we're on 5 still, right? It's like it almost feels like 5 like came and went fast. No, it didn't. Do
you ever think about that Expandalone, the like After Earth one or whatever?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm like, I enjoyed that. It was just Civ 5.
It was just Civ 5 in space. In space. I remember it because I saw a theater demonstration at E3 that year for it. I think so. Yeah, whatever. It was fine. I was playing Tropico 6 this week, which is like kind of Civ-ish. I mean, it's a little Civ, a little SimCity. It's real time, but it was fun. Super Blastix says, loving the content so far this year. You guys are killing it. Thank you, Blastix.
Yeah, appreciate that, Blastix.
Connor Wood says, has SAG-AFTRA, SAG-AFTRA for throwing games voice acting under the bus. Yeah, this is weird. So SAG-AFTRA is like signed some agreement allowing for AI voice acting in games, which a lot of people don't seem happy about.
Yeah, and the way it works is like, well, they can't do it unless you get explicit consent. And it's like, well, who determined these terms? And the SAG-AFTRA is like, we did without asking you.
Cool.
And that's making a lot of voice actors pretty antsy, because the whole idea of this is like they feel like they are losing control of their product, their voice. And this just confirms that when SAG-AFTRA makes deals without including them in the negotiations.
Burrito says, two best buds live on air chatting about video games. Where?
Yeah, I don't see anything like that.
Living the dream. Thank you, Burrito.
Kids went to sleep.
Canoodle says, Ghost Trick for Game of the Year 2023. Let's fucking go. God, I'm sad I didn't have time to play Ghost Trick again. I'm sad I couldn't even feel comfortable trying to bully you into playing Ghost Trick.
Yep, we'll make time for that this
someday.
year.
Brian OO says, would you do game of the decade list, like your game of the year list on future podcasts? Game of the 90s or 2000s would be cool to hear. Yeah, we could probably do that.
Yeah, maybe. I did just pitch something like that for maybe a PAX panel. We'll see.
Thespian Fish says, since I don't think the game I worked on would be game of the year contender, I'd like to nominate a game for longest game title 2023. The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2, Retribution. All right, let me see. Let's see if this will be shorter or longer than Dark Forces 4, Jedi Knight 3, Jedi Outcast 2, Jedi Academy. It's still short. Sorry.
Got a long way to go, literally.
Or Battle for Middle Earth 2, Rise of the Witch King or whatever. Kurt Pyres says, Jeff, have you heard anything about the future of the Jedi series at Respawn now that Stig has left? Thanks, guys. Love the show.
Absolutely. Yeah. The thing was, if the Survivor does well, they're going to make a third one. Survivor did well. They're making a third one. 100% they're making a third one.
I need to beat Survivor. I like that game.
Yeah, we'll talk about it probably a little bit. There's some categories where it fits in nicely, even though I didn't finish it. Now, once I get Prince of Persia done, God, man, there's other games to play, new games. It is the one I want to go back to the most. I like it a lot.
And 10 Derek says, Mike, now that you were there with Jeff in person, you should make him confirm Rid Racer. Yeah, Jeff, I know you've been looking into this one for me. What's going on with the future?
That's my answer.
Guys, I got all year. I could go and go and go. Ali Miracle says, chicken waffle pizza or Cane's chicken pizza. Man, that Cane's sauce would be pretty good as a sauce layer for a pizza.
I agree. I love Cane's sauce. Absolutely. That chicken waffle pizza is really good, though.
It is. Shigeru Miyamoto says, Shigeru Miyamoto confirms Silksong 4 Switch 2. That's why it's been delayed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if it is like Switch 2 exclusive for a little bit as a launch title?
And then it gets delayed even more because he's like, bad game. Bad forever. And they're like, we get it. Shut up.
I still can't believe, because you like all the Metroidvanias that like are the best Metroidvanias. I'm still so
like this game when I play it.
I'm still so confused about, but I'm just so confused about the holiday thing. You and Dan and other people.
I don't hate it. I have not played enough of it to actually form an opinion. That's where I'm really at. Mostly, and all the other stuff is just to make you mad, which is fun.
I know. It's my curse. That's it for the Super Chats for now. Everybody, if you want to send in more Super Chats, we will read them before the end of the show. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, that was great, everybody. Okay.
Why am I playing with my sleeve like this?
You do what you got to do. It's a podcast. You don't have to pay attention.
I don't have my poker chips here. Yeah. I'm getting pretty good at fiddling those poker chips now.
Here, you want to open one of those things for me? No, not the cigarettes. One of those packages. We could show that stuff off later on the show if you want to get stuff open. That could keep your hands busy. Yeah, this is the Ion Neo slide, everybody. The packaging's live
unboxing.
Oh, there he goes.
Very good build quality on the packaging here. When you buy a premium product, you want to have a premium presentation.
You done?
Wow, look at that. It looks like an old VHS tape. I like that because I'm old. I don't know why it's called the slide, though. I get it now. It says AMD Ryzen here, everybody. Ooh. That must be the graphics card.
Actually, it's the system on the chip.
Yeah, did you think I was going to do this while you did something else?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, guess what? I noticed.
I've hit a robot. I do not want your help. Get away from me.
I can get you my paint scissors.
God, no. Oh, here we go.
My disgusting paint scissors.
It's sliding again.
I just feel you're going to knock over the Bud Light, but you're not me. I got to remember that.
I'll be fine. Oh.
Okay, please don't drop it, though.
It's smaller than I was expecting.
Yeah. That's what I want, though.
Oh, ooh. It's heavy in a nice way. Ooh.
Kind of looks like a Vita.
It kind of looks like a Vita. It's very heavy for what it is, but kind of in a pleasant way. And then, let me take the sticker off. The protective layer, don't need that. Let's see if we can do the slide. It's
got to be the other. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, now it's like a BlackBerry, right, or something. That's pretty spiffy. This is really, man, this could be good for a lot of things. What does that mean? Video games.
Oh, sure, okay.
What, gosh, that's satisfying. Oh, I like the slide. How much does this cost?
I wanted to be the first one to do it.
Oh, these triggers are good. Jeff, hold this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We can look it up here in a second.
That thing is
I think
nice.
it's like 700, though. I don't think it's
Can I take this one home? But you have enough of them.
Oh, that's real good.
It feels nice.
Yeah. Oh, God, it is just like the Sidekick.
Man.
Oh, it's everything I ever wanted. Oh, that's good stuff.
It's really nice, actually.
Oh, that's good shit. Okay, yeah. And I'm honestly, one of the things I wanted this for is because it's a laptop, basically. I always used to write really long stories on my Sidekick with thumb typing.
Oh.
I never liked the BlackBerry. I was people get a BlackBerry to replace it, and I hated the BlackBerry. And this is this is my jam. I'm very excited. This is a full keyboard. It's got control and Windows keys on it, function. An F1
What is this thing called again? In case audio listeners want to look up what we're talking about.
Ayaneo is the company. They sent this.
Ayaneo.
And this is the slide. They make a ton of hardware. They're the ones that made that dual screen one that's coming out soon.
Okay.
They've put out 5 or 6 other similar devices in the last year.
It's smaller than I thought. Look, hold up your thing.
This is the ROG Ally.
Look how much smaller this is actually. It's impressive. How do you think it compares with it power wise?
So what is the card again? I think it's pretty close. The 7840U. I think it's not quite as powerful what's in here, but I honestly can't remember what's in here. I'm just kind of it plays games good.
I like it.
So yeah, good deal. Yes, I don't have a Vita, so I'm not gonna.
I like my Vita.
I always liked the idea of a Vita. I always wanted to get one, and then it just passed me by. God, okay, now I'm getting distracted.
You know what would be good to put on here? Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
I realize what you're doing. Yeah. All right. Yes. Hey, guess what? That's a good video game.
It's a fantastic video game. We both like Metroidvanias a lot. We both played this at Summer Game Fest, and we were both immediately smitten with it.
Absolutely. And do keep that in mind a little bit, that we're Metroidvania sluts.
We are. This is my genre. I was thinking that because I was adjusting my top 100 games list, and I was looking at it, I was like, there are 10 Metroidvanias here or something.
So, yes, we are the target demographic for this game. But I think just about anyone's going to have at least a really good time with this game.
Well, because the best thing about it is just that it's so smooth. Both the platforming and the combat feel so good at a base level, and then of course complexity gets added to it because it's a Metroidvania, and it continues to evolve and still feel good and get bigger and get better. It's so impressive that a 2D game controls this well. That's kind of where the Metroid Dreadness of it reminds me, because that's what was so great about Dread. It just felt so good.
And I guess part of me is you know what? This is why I've fully accepted that 2D games will have 3D graphics now, because it seems like a big part of that is the animation could be super smooth because it's a 3D model, and they can get away with a lot more than if it was all 2D. And I'm okay with that. And in this game, maybe the visuals aren't great when you're up close. You mentioned that, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely right. As you get in close to these character models,
and cutscenes and stuff.
In cutscenes, right? Yes, and there's a handful of those, and you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, this is lower fidelity. They're cutting some corners here. It is cartoonish, for the lack of a better word. But when you're pulled out and you're playing the Metroidvania game, it looks fantastic, and it runs so smooth.
Even on Switch, I played it on Switch, 60 FPS. I'm also a 60 FPS slut, so I'm very happy. Right,
and on the ROG Ally, I was getting 120 frames per second, which says 120 hertz screen. So it's it's going to be able to kind of do whatever you need to do on whatever device you have. For me, it's everything that a Metroidvania game should be. It is you feel like you are progressing because you're getting new items, but you're also like in the background without thinking about it. You're learning the map, and that's a big part of conquering this world. And so when you do get something like the double jump, it was emotional for me to be like, I know where to go with this ability, and I know how I'm going to use it, and I cannot wait. I get chills thinking about it.
It's so good. I mean, and just the abilities you get, like some of them are like, yeah, of course you're going to get a double jump and it's going to feel good. But some of these are very creative. They are very interesting.
And the developers know how to use them to unlock that creativity.
Right. It's not like the dreidel of death or whatever that's called in Twilight Princess, where you got that cool like dreidel you rode around and you used it in that dungeon. And maybe like one time after that, like you get cool stuff. And like some of it may be a little bit more niche than others, but there's a lot. Like when you get that teleporty thing, where you kind of make a safe state of yourself. A little bit like Ori, but it's used a lot more organically and it's faster, so you can use it a lot. You can teleport back to it. We'll use that for puzzles, use it for combat, because you can use that kind of avoid enemy attacks or to get past an enemy. What I love is like certain areas of the map become these pure platforming sections or challenges that rely a lot on using these items and using wall jumping. And it becomes like Celeste at that point, which is such a good game to take inspiration from, and somehow feels as good, maybe even a little better than that.
Yeah,
I can't believe how good it feels.
It's shocking, yes. And it's that's like you mentioned this as well, where it's like you gotta have the combat, and the combat has to be great. Well, it's great, and the platforming has to be good, and it's great here, and the exploration and all that stuff needs to be good. Yeah, and that's
triple
great.
Threat.
Yeah,
Metroidvania triple threat.
Yes, and so part of me is like, oh, this is what happens when a studio with resources and probably a lot of people who understand Metroidvanias. At this point, there's going to be people who understand Metroidvanias everywhere in game development. That's one of the most popular genres among game developers.
Yeah.
So they're working there. They have the resources. They have this game series that makes a lot of sense for a Metroidvania game in Prince of Persia. All that stuff came together. And it's like, this is what you can do with Metroidvanias. There was so much more you could do than I realized, because we were like getting a lot of Metroidvanias from indie studios for a long time. And I love all those still. Yeah. And they're great. But it's like, oh, it didn't even occur to me that someone like Ubisoft could come along and make one of the best ones just because they like took the time and had a deep understanding and then had the resources.
No, exactly. Yeah. That's what it is. Like it does feel like I love the indie Metroidvanias, and obviously like Hollow Knight. Some of these other ones are kings in that genre. It just feels like a AAA Metroidvania in a lot of ways. Yeah, it really does. So
I mean, it's $50, and it's like, well, it's an easy recommendation from me. Again, someone who really likes Metroidvanias. Oh God,
easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 14 hours for me to beat, and that might be a little bit faster, and that was like 70% completion time.
Yeah, I think I've left it on a little bit, but I think I'm at about 14 hours right now, and I still have like the last quarter of the game to go. So.
Last quarter, maybe a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I got 2 of those 4 things now. So
yeah. Last quarter.
Yeah. I'm totally in love with it. It is it's a little bit of a surprise, but yeah, like you said, we played it at Summer Game Fest. I guess I'm just shocked that they nailed everything.
Right. I guess I am also surprised it sustained that the whole way through. Like my gripes, which aren't much, is a little bit more on the aesthetic side. Like the music can be good. I wish it.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not. Honestly, it's better than Metroid Dreads, even where the music there was almost a bummer.
Yes.
It was weird the moments when I thought music should be playing and it didn't, or was like really like atmospheric music, especially the last boss fight, which I'm curious when you get there, because I'm almost convinced it was a bug, which would be a problem itself,
right,
if the music didn't work properly because it was a bug. But I'm surprised how non-hype the music was for that, especially when I think I freaked out to you for a year about the final boss fight music in Ori and the Will of the Wisps, right? So
yes, exactly. Yeah, well, and that's an incredible moment. I mean,
the boss fight itself is very good. The second to last boss fight, really good. I like that guy.
I mean, it has great boss fights throughout the entire game. So to hear that they keep getting better is fantastic.
There was like maybe one part in the middle where I was like, oh, is the scaling off? Is it getting like easier? And then like the last 2 boss fights were challenging and fun again. And oh God, it's really good. Because like the boss fights, it's not just like, as much as I love, even like Super Metroid, and boss fights are, a lot of it is just shoot the missiles at the thing and like dodge a laser.
Right, yeah.
Like there's so many mechanics here, and you are using all of the abilities that you have at that moment. And then even just the base things like the parry, the kind of super parries you can do, and then the moves you can't parry, and it's all telegraphed so well. It's never unfair when you get hit by something. You know you messed up.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, it is a really cool moment in a boss fight when you're like, wait, what do I do? Oh, right. I can make a copy of myself, retreat, and then when the boss comes in and closes that gap, I just zoom behind them by teleporting and take them from behind. And it's like, this is okay. Hey there, that's gonna be a new sound clip. Join the Discord.
Did you hear the words Backlar started the voicemail dump truck with today?
I was half listening to know.
He was trying to sing a song and he goes, "Come dump."
Oh man, they did a good show today. It was fun listening to.
Manello popped into my Twitch chat yesterday. Nice guy.
That's awesome. Yeah, Bondello's great. So where you kind of put it in the pantheon?
It's in there. I think to me, it's like you have Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night as these kind of standard bearers forever, going to be among the best because they're both important and both fantastic. And then they have all these sequels that are also very good. You know, Zero Mission, Fusion Dread, Aria of Sorrow, Circle of the Moon, all that stuff. Then I think like the kind of new breed for me are the Ori games and Hollow Knight.
Right.
And then there's like other really good ones that like deserve some love and maybe not quite there, like a Guacamelee 2,
sure,
for example. But I think that this isn't in that Guacamelee 2 tier. I think it is in that Hollow Knight Ori tier. And you know how much I like Ori.
Yes, right, yeah.
So that's where it is. It's that good. I hope they make 5 more like these. I hope this is the direction for that franchise now, and we get like Castlevania that time.
We got one a year, yeah.
We got a ton of them. Like, give me more. Absolutely.
For people that are hearing this and be like, okay, this is not normally my kind of game, there are some like quality of life improvements as well. Like the thing that has been talked about a lot that showed up in a bunch of previews. But if you haven't been paying attention, taking screenshots in the game and those screenshots getting pinned to your map. So if you come up to a wall you can't get past, if it's something like, oh, well, I think I'll get an ability later that'll help me deal with this, but I don't know what that is yet. You just press down on the D-pad. It takes a screenshot automatically and pins it for you automatically. So you can check later when you're like, okay, I don't necessarily know where to go, or I just got something new and I think I understand how to use it. Let me look at some of these screenshots, and then it's very easy to like, okay, I'm gonna head over there and I'm gonna do that thing.
It's like you also like have like the pins, like, oh, I could pin a question mark or a gem here, but it's always like, what did I put a question mark there for?
Right
now it's like, oh,
I always do that where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this little icon on the map, but it's gonna mean this every time, and then I get 2 hours later and I'm like, what pin did I use? I don't remember.
But there's even options and sliders for other things, like there's options for how big the parry window is. So if you're struggling at that parry, your reflexes aren't like amazing for whatever reason, you can just make that a bigger window.
Yep. I do it. I started off making the game playing on hard for a few hours, probably like the first 4 hours I played on hard, and it was very hard, and then I hit a wall. I'm like, I'm gonna go back down to normal. Normal does feel right. It's maybe
it's a good challenge at normal.
Yeah, it's a good challenge,
even for a Metroidvania like SLUT like me. I don't know why I spelled it out.
I've got a 4 Estus flasks now, and it's like, okay, maybe things are feeling a little bit easy, but to hear that there's a spike at the end is like a good thing. And I'm like, I'm getting there.
Spike maybe isn't necessarily the word, but like it felt as hard as it did at the beginning. And Metroidvanias can be like that,
right?
Where it's harder in the beginning when you don't have that many tools,
right?
Like where you are right now is where I fought a couple bosses that were maybe the easiest bosses for me, just because it felt like I had a lot of tools and a lot of resources.
Right. I was like, someone mentioned they took like an hour on the snake, and I was like, I beat him on the second time, but I'm like, I had spent a lot of time exploring
snake wasn't too bad,
and upgrading at that point. So yes,
Adam. So there's fast travel in that. There's like these, think of them like bonfires. There's trees here.
It's just like Castlevania's,
Right. You can't fast travel anywhere from at any point, but if you're at one of the fast travel points, you can go to another fast travel point.
Yeah,
and that's right. It's not the trees. It's a separate thing. It is like Symphony of the Night.
Right. It's like it's another room often next to the trees, not always next to the trees. It's when I saw that, I'm like, God, they're just doing one of these exactly. I loved it. Really good game. Big, and like Mike says, runs great everywhere, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, if you want to play, I could have played it anywhere, and I knew from things they said that it just works on Switch like that. I was like, well, I want to play it on Switch, and then that's where I like to play these games, honestly, and it was a fantastic experience on there. Maybe a couple of things, like maybe fidelity was a little less in terms of resolution, again, in those cutscenes, and like, not that there's some load times when you're using the fast travel, and that I'm sure is longer on Switch than it would be on other systems. Not a big deal.
Yep, not a big deal. Sean mentioned when we were talking to him, he's been playing it too. When you do the run, which you do the slide and then you slide into a run, when you go from one room to the next, the run doesn't carry over, and he found that annoying. But that's like, he also mentioned, like, if his gripe was that small, that's how good of a game it is. It's a very tiny gripe. And that's where I'm at too, where like my gripes are mostly, the game has given me so many options in like combat that I do the dumbass thing I always do, where I'm like, no, I'm always going to parry if I can parry. And it's like, I always get in trouble with that, where I'm like, okay, like this one little enemy has a slight delay on their attack, and I get impatient and go too fast and things like that.
No, exactly. I fell so much in love with just like the way you can juggle enemies. It's like the best combo is like sword attack, throw them up, hold it down so you jump up with them.
Yep.
Sword attack, sword attack.
Dash.
Then that throws them away. Then you air dash with them and hit them 3 more times.
Yep.
Oh
yeah, they mentioned there's a guy, the swordsman in the Haven, that teaches you a lot of these things. That's where I learned that.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
So that's like a big tip. Is there is like basically tutorial combat guy. Do all of his stuff, even if you think it's stuff you know. He teaches you how to pull off some fancier combos, and you also get the currency which you use in the shops.
Right.
Anyways, so just do all those.
Money. And and people have mentioned this. Ubisoft Plus, $15 a month. You can play this in Avatar this month if you want, and that's cheaper than both those games.
Ubisoft is like kind of like surprisingly it looks like they're putting out some good games right now.
Yeah, I mean they've done it before. They know how to do it. They just kind of like lost the track a little bit over the last couple of years.
Right. I think they became a little bit dependent on like some of their more boring franchises, and I mean, Prince of Persia is great. I think, like they're licensed games, but the licenses are Star Wars and Avatar. That's kind of neat, and they seem to be doing right by them. So. Yep.
Inufe asks if you could do that on Steam Deck. You'd have to play it on Ubisoft Connect on Steam Deck. So yes, you just got to make sure you, what is it, Lutris, Sean? Lutris is the way to download Ubisoft Connect and like the launcher there on Steam Deck. And that would work for you. So yeah, you would be able to take advantage of that.
Divorce Cougar just reminded me Skull and Bones is coming out this year. Well, that's a big hit.
That would be messed up. I don't even know how I would feel about that.
What do you think you'll like more, Skull and Bones or Suicide Squad?
God, I don't know. Suicide Squad, probably.
They opened up like the NDA on that closed alpha now or whatever it was. So people are, as a response to the negative previews.
Yeah, I wonder how they're feeling over that.
I bet they feel frustrated. Yeah. I don't blame them. They've been working this game forever. They delayed it for a year to address criticism, and then it's like, okay, we'll bring people in to play it. They probably felt a little confident with it, and then they got treated. I think some people do think previews aren't going to necessarily kind of come out like that, and it did come out harsh. I bet it's easy for them to feel like people have just
already decided.
People have already decided, and I can understand being frustrated with that. But we'll see for ourselves soon enough, I guess.
Yes, not long now. What was it, like a couple weeks? Like maybe a little bit more than a month. It's February, right?
I think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's what Nick in chat, by the way, said. Dread was his game of the year 2021. He likes Lost Crown more. Right. And the Dread comparisons are good, even though they are different in a lot of ways. But again, just in the sense of being that kind of modern 2D Metroidvania with the 3D characters and worlds, but still 2D, and just that movement feeling good. And the sliding, lots of sliding.
Yes, lots of sliding. Yes. Yeah. God, I got done with the GB Plays today, and I just kept playing it. And I don't usually do that. Like when I get done, I'll stream. I'm like, okay, I'll get set up. I'll play the game more later. And I just kept playing and got through some of that challenging platforming bits and did a boss fight. And that boss fight was really cool because some Goku-esque shit happens.
It's some good stuff.
I love it. It's just so cool. What a good game.
It's fantastic. It makes me happy. It really just makes me happy. It's such a game that I like. It's like the thing that it's like, I don't want to make this about story-driven games, right? But some people I'm really turned on because this character died or this thing happened. What's beautiful to me is a moment in this game where I used every button on my controller to navigate a spike maze. Yeah, and it works. It's art.
Yeah, it's art. You are singing along with this incredible band. The band being this group of developers that are playing their instruments better than anyone else, and they're inviting you in to play alongside them. And then when you get in one of those moments where it's I am on the fly playing perfectly right now. I dashed. I dropped my teleport guy. I did a double jump. I saw the spike come at me. I teleported back. Then I dashed in again, did the wall jump, got up to safety. And that all happens in less than 2 seconds, maybe less than that. It literally is art. It's the Oppenheimer. Can you hear the music? This game can hear the music, and it fucking owns.
It's I never really feel like this, but it's if you worked on this game, I hope you're proud.
Yes.
Because people when this game was revealed, a lot of people were well, I can't believe oh now Prince of Persia is some budget 2D game.
Yeah.
And it's going to be one of my favorite games this year. I know it's January and it seems silly. I just can't see a world where this isn't in my top 5.
Oh yeah, no way.
I just can't see that happening.
Yeah, that would be. It would. Like I said in my tweet, this would have been in my top 5 last year, without a doubt.
You said it would be your number 3, and I remember what your number 3 was. You asked.
Never even occurred to me. That's good stuff. All right, we're gonna take another quick break. We're gonna get set up for our Game of the Year discussion. We got a bunch of fun topics, fun categories. We'll get into all of that right after this. All right, let's bring this up.
I just like talking about how I like that game.
Me too. Yes.
I get one more gig by light.
Sounds good. I am going to get this going for everybody. Let's fade in here. Actually, that's not the one.
You another one?
No, I'm good. I'm drinking slow.
I'm a fast drinker.
The Oppenheimer cell got you, Brian. Yeah, I'm glad. That's honestly how I've been feeling about games recently. That moment, like, it's that song shows up a lot on TikTok, the Can You Hear the Music song. And it's like, some games invite you to hear the music, and then some games are like, we're going to play the music for you, and you can listen to it, but we're not going to invite you in to hear it.
Gross. Is this populist? Disgusting.
Yeah. Okay, I want to do not studio mode.
Dance to the music.
We're not going to do Game of the Year first, so let's...
I'll just scroll down first and get to it.
I'm going to bring it up.
All you need is a Mikey. Oh, I see, right. Pretty good, huh?
That's pretty good stuff. I'm very impressed. I saw it right here on screen. It looks even better on...
I bet it looks better on camera.
It's cinema.
I know.
All right. I think we are good to bring it back.
What other franchise that had a good 3D like transition to just be brought back to 2D and be made a Metroidvania now?
Yeah, most of them.
Chat, you ponder that. Rocket Knight. Oh, Rocket Knight never was 3D. Although, Metroidvania Rocket Knight.
I'm like, when you start talking about Rocket Knight Adventure, again, I never really played it that much. It was like, oh, I'm surprised it's not a Metroidvania.
It could work.
Yeah.
Oh, Legacy of Kain.
That's a good one. That'd be good. Duke Nukem, sure, why not?
Legacy of Kain would be a fantastic Metroidvania.
Yes, that's a perfect fit. They could just make it exactly like Metroid Dread, and you're good.
Yep.
Okay, let's get back into it. I don't know why I'm snapping. I think I'm just trying to get my brain to work. Okay. We're back, and the Prince of Persia, very good. One of my favorite games of the year so far. It's just nice to play something by people that feel like they understand what makes games good in the same way that I like games.
Yeah.
It's like, that's really nice. But we have never talked about our favorite games of 2023, Mike. Not here on Game Mess Decides.
Nah, we're probably one of the last entities that really did ruin that word to get to a Game of the Year list. But I'm excited. I like going last.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's a lot of fun, and because we're going last. I don't think we feel like we got to be comprehensive. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah. I think you guys all know the games that people said were good in 2023. Well, we're gonna talk about that. Talk about some of our favorites and why. But yeah, we're gonna have fun.
And I asked the community, the podcast producers, to recommend some categories. We took a lot of those recommendations. Very happy with a lot of that. Thanks for your guys' input. We appreciate that. We're gonna start here with our first category: game Tommy Tallarico would most likely lie about working on.
I mean, he would just glob onto whatever like the most talked about successful game is. So
right.
I feel like it's either Baldur's Gate 3 or Alan Wake 2. Because Alan Wake 2 has like the big music sequence, right?
Yeah, but let's not forget, he's already lied about working on Metroid Prime.
Oh, well,
so Metroid Prime Remastered.
That one's already covered.
Okay.
Grandfathered.
The lie is already covering it. Okay. I put Resident Evil 4 as well. I think he would probably lie about working on that one. And I think you would say that he was very involved in like a lot of the remake changes.
Yeah, I think he'd be confused and not know it was a remake.
Yes, definitely. Yes,
I worked on the 4th ever Resident Evil ever made. The big honor.
I'm trying to think if there's any ones that he would like review first and review it poorly, and then later when he found out it was popular,
that would be Baldur's Gate 3.
That would 100% be. That's
he'd be like, this is some nerd shit. With, they show you the dice.
Yeah,
like it's a video game.
No one's gonna like that. Yeah,
right. No, that would 1,000,000% be Baldur's Gate 3.
He wouldn't get that far in it, and then he would like realize there's nudity and be like, oh, this is a game for adults. Never mind.
This game you can whack off to.
Yeah. My mother's very proud that I worked on Baldur's Gate Gate 3.
I got a Guinness World Record for whacking off the most Baldur's Gate 3.
And then I did a couple games with good music. I think he would try to be like claim that he worked on, even though he probably just hired someone to do it. Pizza Tower and Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh yeah, he would definitely like have like a more talented underling work on Hi-Fi Rush. Instead, say it was him.
He would definitely play Hi-Fi Rush music at Video Games Live and try to imply that he was involved with it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's what sucks about this is that I liked Video Games Live just because they would like every year or so they would release a compilation album, which was just a good way to hear like orchestrated renditions of classic video game music. And so I loved having that, and now we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, and that stuff was good, but mostly because he never played his own music.
Yeah, he did an Earthworm Jim thing on it. Earthworm Jim's got
Earthworm Jim's the one. Yes,
I mean there's other there was a good Mega Man thing on there, good Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
So I miss those albums.
I think I am pretty happy with making Baldur's Gate 3 a lock on this.
I think
let me get over here and start getting to work on that.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yes. Baldur's.
I mean, if he wasn't like still in hiding, he probably would have done this.
I like the what you said about he wouldn't know Resident Evil 4 is a remake, and would definitely talk about that one.
Yeah, then Hi-Fi Rush with the underling angle could be another runner-up.
Okay, there we go. All right, but we're bolding Baldur's Gate.
Bold it.
Yes, that's pretty good stuff right there.
Bold it.
All right. The next category is most Mikey game that Jeff liked.
Interesting.
Yes. Bring it up here. There we go. So this is a game that is very Mikey coded, but that I still enjoyed. I had some thoughts here. Okay, I'm going to start with the one that I don't think you've played, but it's a cinematic platformer that came out in 2023 called Lunark.
I haven't even played this game.
Right, exactly. But I think you would really like it because it's a cinematic platformer, and it plays like one of the best ones of those.
Okay, yeah, interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like it looks a lot like a Game Boy Advance. It looks like if you put like Prince of Persia and all those other ones on a Game Boy Advance and had to like make it like look like a Game Boy Advance game, but it still has all of the really like heavily coded into the game animations, and it feels really like unresponsive in a good way, which is somehow those cinematic platformers actually did. And then I really like this game, and listen, I don't think you love it. I don't think you've ever played this one either, but you watched me play it. AEW.
Oh yeah, I know. If you asked me what I think about that game, I would be like, I like that game. People are too hard on it. Never played it.
I think that makes it a very Mikey game.
I watched other people playing it. I was like, this looks fun.
Yeah, I had a good time with that. And I haven't had a chance to put AEW on anything yet, so I'm like, this is a pretty good fit for it.
I like it.
And then Resident Evil 4.
Sure, yeah. Obvious reasons.
Now, that's also a Jeff game, but it's...
I had to push you for some reason.
Right, but it's a very Mikey game.
Very Mikey game.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I mean... Yeah, I think that's right. So what's your winner here then?
Yeah, I honestly, I think I might go with AEW. I like the idea of you just like, I like this, and just watching me play it. And like, yeah. And I like AEW a lot.
All right, I do like that. Then we can go with that. I mean, mine, because spoilers. Next category is the same thing, but most Jeffy game that Mike likes.
That's right.
At least I assume it is.
Yep.
I'm spitting on your fancy new thing here.
And I'm just breaking it in.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, Pikmin 4 was the big one because I really didn't think I was going to care about that.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
Not one iota. I don't know. You're going to have to help me if there's anything else. Is there anything else? Is there anything else this year? I didn't play any games where I drive a truck.
No. Yeah.
Through like dirt. Oh, okay. Lethal Company is another one.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not a Mikey kind of thing.
No, that kind of like it's all about like the stuff that just happens kind of game. Not usually my thing.
That's very a Jeff thing. Yes.
But I did actually have fun with that. I did think it was a good time. So I think those are my two. But Pikmin 4 probably the winner for me.
Yeah, we're both kind of Hi-Fi Rush kind of guys.
I think we both like. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush is something I thought we would have both liked.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm trying to think. Did you play? You didn't play Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and did you play?
I did play. I didn't beat it, but I mean,
I guess that's also kind of your thing, right? Because you liked the last one, F-Zero 99.
I mean, I like F-Zero also.
Yeah, I think that's kind of okay.
I might have to give you the one runner up there, and just say
that works for me.
Is the winner.
Yeah, Pikmin 4 is kind of the obvious one.
Oh man, I never played Making of Karateka.
Right, that one I knew you didn't play.
I didn't play WarioWare Move It either.
Right.
So
yeah. No one did, so that's not a surprise. Okay. Columbro's presents Best One More Thing.
I like this. So we got some of these suggestions from our community. Thank you.
I think this was Dr. Ryan that suggested this. And again, shout outs to all the podcast producers for your suggestions. Okay, so do you want to define this for everybody?
I mean, everything's always just defined by how you feel. But to me, it's when a game could be over, but there's just a little bit something extra that happens. Maybe even a moment, and it just lingers there. But
I want to offer a secondary definition.
Go.
It's the end of the year, and you are like, I got my games, and then something came out, and you're like, this is pretty good.
Avatar.
And the finals.
Oh, the finals. Yeah, because I'm playing the finals, and I am playing that game. I was playing it with Christian
Lethal
and
Company
Matt.
too.
Rare Monkey. It's Lethal Company also. But that's good. In my kind of like last moment thing, what I really think of is that grabbing Zelda at the end of Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fight is over, right?
God,
and like
really
you found her, she say, but you still gotta reach out. You gotta do that one more button press, right? Mm-hmm. So that is really cool to me.
Just make this two different categories, but it has the same name.
Okay, one more thing, game. One more thing, ending. So for best one more thing game, Avatar, the finals, Lethal Company. I like this kind of December game release.
Yeah,
or late year.
Yeah, or even something that you like played at the very end of the year that surprised you after, especially after like once we did our Giant Bomb Game of the Year list in early December. There's something that shocked you then. But I mean, Avatar came out around that time. Definitely had no chance. I was like kind of barely playing it when we were in LA. And then the finals, Lethal Company. Those were two good streams we did, and I had a good time with both of those games.
One more for this.
Yes.
God of War,
Yes.
Valhalla.
Oh my God, yes.
It rules.
Yes.
And like that's a one more thing in multiple levels.
Yep.
In multiple levels.
Yeah, really good point.
Because it's like post-game content. Mm-hmm. That being free astounds me because it is basically a game.
Yep.
It's just a game, obviously built with like assets and stuff from God of War Ragnarok, but with like new story content. They're adding the roguelike element to it, and they work really well with God of War because God of War has great combat.
Yep.
God of War turns out is better without some of like the puzzles are always fine to me. It's actually better without it.
Yeah, I don't want to do the hunting for stuff in the environment. I don't want to find that stuff. Yeah, let's make a Hades. Let's just do it.
And it was great. It was so much fun. I loved Valhalla. It was like maybe my favorite experience of all these new God of Wars.
Yeah, I didn't beat it, but I really enjoyed it, and runs great when you like stream it to the Steam Deck too. So it's a great way to play that. Okay, so I also added Asgard's Wrath 2.
Oh, right.
Which I enjoy. I don't know if if I necessarily understand why it's getting 10s, other than basically it is like a lot like God of War. Ragnarok and God of War 2018, where like you're throwing the axe and then you call it back to your hand, and that feels real good. And it's Norse mythology and all that stuff. There's Loki and shit. So people are like super into God of War.
That's gonna be the name of the Loki movie. You know, there's the Mandalorian Grogu,
Mm-hmm.
Loki and shit. It's nice we can say things together and it syncs up.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We can sing a song.
Right. When we do it on Discord, I try to do it so it's like if you're saying it, it can sync up if I say it, but it's not going to sound right to you. So I'm like, no, it's going to still bother you. But yeah, Asgard's Wrath 2 is like definitely a fun thing, and it kind of came out of nowhere as well. It's like, okay, I'm enjoying the MetaQuest 3, and when I asked for it from Meta, like, hey, can we take a look at this? They're like, yeah, will you look at Asgard's Wrath 2? I'm like, fine. And then I played it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. This is surprisingly good.
I kind of want a MetaQuest 3.
I'll hook you up. I'll tell you who to talk to.
I know who to talk to.
Okay.
They sent one to somebody in our staff. Like,
okay, well, yeah.
I could have jumped in because they did that same offer. Like, hey,
they'll definitely
review Asgard's, but somebody else already did it. So I don't know if like me too.
Well, yeah, but you'll talk about it in the podcast. But I mean, I think they just want to get more MetaQuest 3s out into people's hands. I think that they like that people are talking about it. Yeah, I don't necessarily know that it. So right now, the list we have it for Columbo presents Best One More Thing, parentheses game. We have Avatar, the finals, Lethal Company, God of War Valhalla, and Asgard's Wrath 2. If we wanted to begin like cutting this down to 3 and then figure out a winner here, I probably wouldn't try to force Asgard's Wrath 2 in there.
No, and I like Avatar. Probably also doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, it's a game that I enjoy. I'm glad it exists. It's got like a bit of a slow start.
Yes, it still has that. even though like changing the setting helped the Far Cry problem a lot, it still needs to talk to you as much as a Far Cry does.
Yes, it does. Yes.
And it feels like even more pressure. Like, well, we're based off a movie,
right?
So and movies have talking.
Yeah.
So
that really is that weighs down that game.
So we're gonna have talking, but without cinematography or these other things that make talking interesting in movies.
I just want my Ekron. Like, I just want to be flying around, and like, I bet this game's gonna rule when that happens. And it's like, well, we're gonna talk to you a lot first. So Avatar, definitely like a player here, but not gonna make the final cuts. Asgard's Wrath 2, a really surprising game out of nowhere, and the kind of a one, you know,
VR a shot in the arm.
Yeah, exactly, and like the definition of this category. That leaves us with the finals. Lethal Company, God of War, Valhalla, definitely all deserve to be on here. I really like the finals. I really have a good time with Lethal Company. I think the winner's probably God of War, Valhalla.
I think it's Valhalla because again, it's something they didn't even need to do.
Right, it's free.
It's free, and it rules. And it was this big surprise out of nowhere at the end of the year. Like, they couldn't even have cared about Game of the Year. They never even thought about accolades when they were doing this.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you're right. That makes it even more interesting that it's like this easily could have been considered by a lot more people had it come out earlier. And I'm like, I always say I have no ill will towards God of War Ragnarok. I know those are well-made games. They're just mostly not for me. And I'm not going to get like the way I am with Red Dead 2. I'm not going to be like that with God of War.
Or even the way you are with Horizon.
Yes, and even the way I'm with Horizon, which is played up a bit. But God of War Valhalla.
No, for Red Dead. Fuck that game.
Yeah, Red Dead 2. Yeah, I'll stomp on that. Go to eat shit game. God of War Valhalla is like, wow, this is my access into this game finally because it's so well done. So, right. Yeah, I'm gonna bold it.
And I do like that it has more callbacks to some of the like Greek era stuff than even like the main 2 reboot games.
Yes,
I like that stuff.
Yes, it makes it feel very cohesive in a way that was surprising. All right, then that takes us to Columbus Presents Best One More Thing ending. You began talking about, and correctly so, Zelda's hand grab at the end there.
Yes, the Zelda hand grab is kind of like this great, like, okay, this is how we're actually ending. That's fun. You know, it did it before, obviously, but Resident Evil 4 still has the jet ski escape.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Which is a fun little set piece to end things on, and it looks fantastic now. Yeah. So that's always good. Is there anything like you're thinking of here?
Yeah, I got a couple here. Let's see. Pikmin 4, the Olimar campaign.
I was thinking that too, because that's like it's on the end, but it is like, oh, one more thing. We totally changed the format here.
Doesn't that happen after the first set of credits?
Right. Oh, you're right.
There's 2 credits in that game, so it's like
absolutely.
Pikmin 4's got this whole like continuing campaign and Olimar after the credits.
Like, you can literally see like Columbo being like, "Oh, just one more thing. You're gonna actually play like a Pikmin 1 style game inside of this," and it's so good. that Olimar mini campaign actually blows my mind.
Everything after the first credits.
So yeah, Pikmin 4 is a good one for this.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I always think about like Pikmin 4's really kind of weird first set of credits. I heard some people on podcasts say they stopped playing after that. I'm like, you please go back.
No,
I'm begging you, actually, please
absolutely
go back.
Not.
Let's see. That was the one other main one. The other ones I have here are the ones for the category.
Yeah, above. I think that's 3. We could just pick a winner and 2 runner-ups here.
The Zelda catch, it was a really cool moment because it's like you are getting that sort of crescendo and everything's happened. You've done the boss fight.
And you talked about how the music is awesome there.
Yes, the music is incredible. Again, everyone should go listen to Strong Songs, Kirk Hamilton's podcast about it. It could do way better than I could. But the fact that it's like you do feel like the game is completed. And then, okay, a lot of this stuff is probably going to get wrapped up in a cutscene. And it's like, no, we're going to lead you right back in. Suddenly you're playing the game, you're controlling it, you're doing the dive. We've seen that before in games, but it's a really good one of those. Mm-hmm. I love the jet ski escape.
It's probably the weakest of these 3.
Yeah, but it's like, it still is a very fun thing at the end of a kind of tense section of the game. I mean, obviously the boss fight's fun, but having something that feels so airy and just sort of silly is great at that point.
And it's playing off of, there's the Resident Evil games almost always have a bit of a countdown clock, things are going to explode thing, and usually you're running and maybe fighting a boss, so having it be this jet ski escape thing was always really cool. And I mean, the scale of it is impressive here, especially right at the end where just things are falling everywhere. Giant waves as it crashes into the water. You see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, it amps you up.
Yeah.
Good. It's just I talk about the pacing in that game a lot, and you gotta end.
It's an example of that. Yes, absolutely. Brian mentioned Armored Core 6's multiple endings. I didn't get to the multiple endings. I really enjoyed what I played that game.
Yeah, like I just played through that game one time and I really liked it. But to me, it was like not as someone who didn't like do New Game Pluses, to me it's like, oh no, the game had an end. I just beat a final boss.
I played
great.
I like just started up New Game Plus for the hell of it, and I ended up playing like another couple of hours of that game with not intending to because it just felt so great at that point. I kind of couldn't put it down, but I don't know, maybe one.
Armored Core 6 is like would have been in my top 5 almost any other year I've been doing this game.
Oh yeah, I think it barely made mine, or was like number 6 on my giant bomb list. I can't remember. Okay, I think Pikmin 4 is the winner though, because just that first credits really kind of does make it feel very much like a One More Thing.
Absolutely.
And then that Olimar campaign is so...
And just like an actual Columbo, it's not really One More Thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yes, for real. Yes, it's a whole spiel. Okay, that is going to be our winner for that category. Columbros presents Best One More Thing, parentheses ending. Winner is Pikmin 4. Runners up are Resident Evil's Jet Ski Escape and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom's The Catch.
Like it.
All right. Best in-game location, Mike, is our next category here. So
I like it.
Yes, frame that up. Okay. Where do you want to start with this one? Best in-game location, you want to define that for people?
Yeah, just like what's the best looking locale in a video game?
Yep.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, just the best place you like to you want to like hang out in.
Well, not even necessarily hang out, because
not like personally want to hang out, but when you're playing the game, you feel good about being there.
If I could hang out with it in like the theme park equivalent of it.
Sure.
So like my first one here, and it's actually a game I played more recently, even though it came out early in the year, is in Dead Space, the remake, the Ishimura.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is an all-time great video game location. And it was in the original, but they really have amped it up here. It looks fantastic in the remake. I love that industrial sci-fi look, right? Mm-hmm. And they just absolutely nail that in this game. I love the idea of a space station that's so big that it has its own tram system, right?
Yeah, that's very, and God, yeah, that the look of it, the design, very strong. They did make a really good locale. Did I spell this right? Ishimura?
That looks right to me.
Close enough. All right. I put in Fandrana Drifts. I like a snow level.
Yeah.
And I like, that's one of my favorite ones. Big part of that is the music for sure. Oh no, we're getting, the name is, it's right.
Thank you. Thank you, Christian. I assume.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, Fandrana Drifts. I like a snow level. Like I said, the music goes a long way.
You say Fandrana or Fandrana?
I see Fandrana, but I could be wrong. I've only ever read it.
Okay, so, I like it.
Drifts. And it's... I don't know. I just like the way that those like icebergs fly over you. I like the moment where Ridley flies over. Yeah, Ridley flies over and like establishes like, well, the shadow's cool, but like the camera also it pans up and you like establish this whole area, and it just feels like nice and. I mean,
it's an all-time great snow level, and
cozy.
It's a fun experience, and it's like. It's in the meat of the game.
Yes.
There's still a lot left to do, but when you get to Fandrana Drifts, you are really deep into Metroid Prime now.
Yes.
It's good stuff. So Spider-Man 2's whole map is fantastic. There's 2 places from it I really like the most. The Jazz kind of museum.
Ooh, okay.
And Coney Island.
Oh, really good call. Yes. Coney. You know what? Let's make these separate. Mm-hmm. Museum.
Yeah.
Coney.
So Coney Island, obviously more the main game thing, and it's like, that's a way to make a walkie-talk section kind of more interesting.
Yes, I was like, at that point, I was feeling very good about the walkie-talkie parts in that game because they made them all mini games, and they all were like bespoke and felt different, and they had silly motion controls sometimes, and I like that. That's like a really good setting that they made look fantastic. It's at night. You do the fun mini games, and then it goes wild, so you get to also have fun, do Spider-Man stuff in it. So it's I really like Coney Island. The Jazz Museum was also like this really good payoff for one of the better side quests in the game as well. And then you go in there, and it feels like someone like it felt designed by like someone who actually architects museums.
Yeah, and like actually was a museum. You actually could learn things.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you want to zoom in or make the text a little.
Yeah, I'll do that. Everybody, give me a second.
Getting accessibility options. There you go. Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Let's take a look here.
So yeah, I think those are two good ones. Is there anything else you wanted to shout out specifically?
Yeah, I had a couple more here. Let me just make sure that this looks good. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger.
Hey,
there we go.
big boys.
There you go. All right. The bar level in Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat 1's bar level. That level rules. That and the Johnny Cage levels are the two best levels. So I'm not shocked that they're the two that they showed off.
Yeah.
Because those levels do look fantastic. You're right.
Let's do Johnny Cage's.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love Street Fighter 6 and like it more generally, it doesn't have two levels better than those two levels.
No,
actually.
yeah. So I also really like Johnny Cage's house. Yeah, they're just I really liked it in the bar when you get in the fight and people like start to look over a little bit in the background.
Yeah.
But also they're like, as soon as you stop fighting, they often turn back and go back to their drinks. I just like, it makes it feel like such like this outworld bar or whatever. Right. That like this happens all the time.
I like
here.
this bar even better than the cantina that's in Jedi Survivor, which I do like.
Yes, I like that. But I think I mostly like the characters that are there. I do like that Homeboy's room is in the basement. I always like the idea of having a place where you live above or below an establishment. Like, a place that people work. I had an apartment in Westerville when I used to live down in Columbus that was basically right above a donut shop. And you could smell it, and the owner would get mad at us when we go out on his roof and stuff like that. And I don't know, I like that.
My buddy had an apartment that was above a Qdoba for a while, and I was a big fan.
That was great.
Oh yeah, let's want some Qdoba? Of course I want some Qdoba. They're right there.
But I think I agree with you that I think I'm a bigger fan of the characters in the bar than the actual bar itself. It's a cool place, but it's probably not going to play here.
Okay, I wonder what you're going to think about this. The police station in RoboCop Rogue City.
Fuck the police. Oh, we don't know. Yeah, that was actually surprisingly good.
I thought it was so cool how, like, man, because I just saw that movie for the first time. So it was so pretty vivid to me. And I was like, this is exactly what that looked like. I think there is something cool about, like, hey, it's that place from the movie, and they really captured that. And, like, not necessarily like, oh, it's some iconic, of course, like the Millennium Falcon. Of course, that's going to be 1-to-1.
Right.
But the police station to RoboCop, I didn't think that was going to be a place I could just walk around.
And I'm glad that they took it that seriously and did treat it like the Millennium Falcon in some ways, because when you go back to it, I'm like, oh, I actually do have a fondness for like the way 80s police stations look on film.
Right, like all the wood paneling.
The wood paneling, yeah. Like just some criminal idiot sitting in the corner waiting to get like brought in and all this stuff.
I think my favorite, we don't have a favorite side mission of the year, but I think my favorite side mission of the year was when I had to like run just like the normal police line as RoboCop, like, what is your problem? That kind of thing. Incredible moment. Like they're like talking about misdemeanors and just complaints. I was like, this is fantastic. I need to go back and play that game more real bad
too. I had a couple more I'll mention here that aren't going to make it. The dingy apartment in the beginning of Cyberpunk's DLC, like Phantom Liberty. I mostly like it because you hang out with the president and she's hot.
Nice.
So, yeah.
You see it?
You don't. At least you might see it later. I didn't play long enough. We don't see it there. But she just, she's a pretty lady, and you feel like, oh yeah, I'm protecting the president. I'm cool. But it's mostly just a rundown, abandoned apartment. And then the island from Chia, which I believe I'm not going to remember the name of. I think it's based on a real place or is the real place, and I should remember it because that just means that I wasn't paying attention.
That's something, yeah.
Yeah, something. But it's a really good job of capturing that look and feel, and should be shouted out. She is great. Okay, so what we have here is
New Caledonia.
Thank you, Chad. Appreciate that. Brian Corliss, I appreciate you. Best in-game location. Here's what we have. Ishimura from Dead Space. Phendrana Drifts from Metroid Prime Remastered. The Jazz Museum from Spider-Man 2. Coney Island from Spider-Man 2. The bar level from Mortal Kombat. Johnny Cage's house from Mortal Kombat. And the police station from RoboCop Rogue City.
We need three.
And
a winner.
Yeah, I'm going to cut Phendrana Drifts. I like it.
Like Kenny Omega, so we got to get the new blood a shot.
We got to give the new blood a shot. And no one over 35.
I like the police station, but yeah, fuck the police. Except for Grandpappy.
Of course.
Love you, Grandpa.
Love you, Grandpa.
Okay, let's, then, wait, one for Spider-Man 2, one for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, can we keep Coney Island? I love the Jazz Museum, but Coney Island.
Yeah, Coney Island's cool.
I was playing. Oh, damn it! What happened here? My kid was playing this the other day, and she needed help, and I swung over to Coney Island. I'm like, oh yeah, this place, and I just got like excited about it all over again. That really is a standout for me.
I like the bar more than Johnny Cage's house.
Sounds good to me. The bar is fantastic. Okay, and yeah, Ishimura should definitely stay.
Yeah.
So, how are you feeling about like a winner here? Because I like all three of these quite a bit.
I like them all a lot. Maybe Coney Island's not the winner.
Yeah, it's definitely a standout, though. Yes, I'm glad it's here in the finals.
So Ishimura, I think, is the coolest looking place. The bar level is the place I wish I could go to the most.
Yeah. I'm good with either one. I think I am leaning towards the Ishimura because I think it's got just a strong visual identity.
Right. Where else is Dead Space going to get some love, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Ishimura, let's do it.
All right.
Nice.
Sounds good. Okay. So our winner is the Ishimura from Dead Space, and the runners-up, Coney Island, Spider-Man 2, and the bar level from Mortal Kombat. Congratulations to Dead Space. All right, so let's get to the best Dick and Balls and Bibbity Bits. Mike, do we even think about this one? Do we have enough to fill this out?
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Sure. We always figure out the Dick and Balls and the
Somebody
Bibbity
said
Bits.
best nudity, and I decided to rename it.
Oh, yeah. This is all Mikey. And then whoever said best nudity.
Yeah, best Dick and Balls and Bibbity Bits.
Why did the Dick and Balls get just, like, put out there with their full, like, government name?
Because I have Dick and Balls. I feel comfortable saying that.
All right, where do you want to start?
I think I'll let you go first.
All right, thank you. Baldur's Gate 3 has got a lot of these.
You can see a lot of them, right? You know what impressed me about Baldur's Gate 3? Of course, when I made a character, I could see everything.
Of course, yeah.
It's pretty shocking to, like, beat this character like Shadowheart. She's, like, in a voice and all this stuff. And then, like, you're in her inventory screen. You take her clothes off in the menu. It's like, oh, there it is.
She's got a vagina, too.
Oops.
That's what that song was about.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I guess anybody I could just see him naked, I suppose. So it's impressive. There's not a physics engine, so everything looks kind of plastery, right? There's not enough. We have bibbities, but no gibblies.
Yes, right. The jiggle physics are still over in Dead or Alive. They don't have that yet in Baldur's Gate 3. It's still like wildly realistic though.
Oh yeah, you can have an uncut penis.
Yeah, that's right. You have the different penis types, different labia types. Is that the right word? I probably got that wrong. Gross, disgusting man. Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely going to be make the cut here.
This is important work we do.
I figure because it's one of the only ones I can think of that has a penis in it. Cyberpunk.
And it somehow made like bestiality something everybody was comfortable talking about.
Right, absolutely.
Everyone's like, oh, it's funny to fuck up.
It's not just like comfortable talking about it. People were nuts for this stuff. They couldn't get enough bestiality.
Like you thought, like when you pitched that, you figure somebody's like, well, we can't do that. It's like, oh, guess what everybody's favorite thing is?
Guess what caused this game to sell 5 million copies in an instant? The bear fucking.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, the only other one I can think of that had a penis in it is Cyberpunk, so we'll go Phantom Liberty.
Yeah. It has better looking genitalia for sure.
Yeah.
But it's kind of riding on the coattails of the base game. Is there any genitalia improvements? You told me you can't see the president's junk.
Well,
so that's
as far as I know. Yeah.
Chat, can you see the president's junk?
Yeah, this is very important. Tell us about Joe Biden's penis right now.
And then I believe we discovered that in Pizza Tower.
Yes.
He does like an idle animation where his shirt is off and his nips are out, and he's got like the rose in his mouth, like he's some kind of Casanova. So Pizza Tower, that's pretty surprising. I am impressed with that.
Yeah. So we're gonna put Pizza Tower on there as well.
And then you see Nightingale's dead. Very dead, pale, gashy penis in this video game. Just got it. Don't worry. So that's in that game.
Yes.
He's running around with his butt out too for a while.
That's right. Okay, let's put that up there.
So those are Dick and Balls.
Yes. I do have my adult games on Steam, but I don't think many of them even came out this year because I haven't been updating my adult games as much as I should be.
Of course.
And that's my fault. I take full responsibility for that.
For some reason, I downloaded and installed a game called Panty Raid as a joke, and that was just in my Steam library installed. And I'm like looking at it, like, why did I do that? I'm afraid to open it.
I'll show you how to hide the games. Don't worry.
I'm afraid to open this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to probably listen. I'm glad we got Pizza Tower shouted out here.
But it's not. We don't see dick and balls.
You don't see the dick and balls
and man nips.
Yeah, they're man nip. And like, listen, who am I to judge other than myself? And I'm gonna judge. I'd rather not see his man nips.
Yeah, fair enough.
Actually, he looks great there. More power to him.
Yeah, good enough.
He's still not gonna make the cut here.
Yeah, your pants should have been off.
Right, and we definitely see this guy's butt in Allen Lake too. That was, and you see it all. You see his dick and balls. Yeah. Hey kids, wake up! Come down and listen to our podcast. Where are you? Dad's talking about important shit.
I want to keep it together for so long.
Yeah, you see his little Pepino. Yeah.
I was doing so good.
And the problem is we looked at each other.
I looked you in the eye. I just couldn't anymore. Okay. Yes, agreed, Jeff. Good point. Cyberpunk's just, it's not doing anything different than its originator. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to make dick and balls mainstream in video games in an important way.
I think people are going to start paying attention to dick and balls now because of Baldur's Gate 3.
In the bibbidi.
Congratulations to Baldur's Gate 3, our winner of Best Dick and Balls and Bibbity Bits.
Everyone, please remind us to do this category again next year.
Even if there's not a single other game with Dick and Balls and Bibbity Bits.
Next category, please.
Congratulations. Do you want to you read the winners and the runner-up?
Excuse me. Best Dick and Balls and Bibbity Bits award goes to Baldur's Gate 3 with the runner-ups of Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty and Alan Wake 2.
All right. Finally, a serious category.
Yes, I like it.
Ooh.
Oh, you got this.
Jeff Bakalar presents least important game you played, but still kind of like a little.
Okay. I got some ideas on this one.
Yes. We are doing this as Jeff Bakalar views this as unimportant, right?
I viewed it a little bit as I think it's unimportant even. I think I would agree.
Yeah, he probably would agree. Okay, fair enough. All right, well, you have some ideas. Where do you want to start?
How about Payday 3?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Which, a game I played, I was like, that's kind of fun. I kind of made it fun by pretending I was a murderous lunatic, but, you know, you get into it. And, everyone else was like, hey, this isn't even as good as the second one, and also it's broken. I'm like, okay, I'm still having some fun with it. I'm glad I played it a bit.
Yeah.
But it's not important.
God, there was a game like that, a multiplayer game that we played a bunch of times on Giant.
What, Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that was a surprisingly good time. We hadn't played a lot of these, the asymmetrical multiplayer horror games that are very popular. This was my first one that I really spent any time with, and I was like, you know what? I kind of liked it a little.
So what did you have more fun with, though? That or when we went back and then played Dead by Daylight? It's all Nick's.
You know what? I think I still had more fun with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really did.
Because you could upgrade Grandpa?
Because you can upgrade Grandpa. Yeah. I love the idea of feeding blood to Grandpa. That's a good game mechanic, a good idea on its own. But Dead by Daylight's also good.
Here's one in chat. I didn't play this, but I think maybe you did. Dead Island 2?
That's the one. Dead Island 2. Yes. I think Jeff Bakalar had a pretty good time with Dead Island 2, but I bet if I were to ask him if he thought it was important, he would laugh.
Say, absolutely not.
Dead Island 2 is a really good one. Thank you, chat. That was a weirdly good game after so long between the releases.
Right, that should have been a disaster.
It should have been a disaster. It should have been like a Duke Nukem Forever, and it just is not. It's just a quality, really good game. It's something would have been a rental back in the day for sure, and kind of stands out still now.
So another game you played that I didn't, that might fall under this, is Exoprimal.
That's another one. Yeah, Exoprimal was one that I I bet Bakalar wouldn't even remember that.
Yeah, that Exoprimal came out this year.
Yeah, and it's a game that I think most people would be like, that's not important, and I had a fun time with Exoprimal. A lot of people don't even like it, but I think it's a good game. It's like a 7 or 8-ish. Shooting a bunch of dinosaurs is just cool.
I like it.
Then Avatar, for sure.
Yeah, Avatar's not an important game, but I still like it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Definitely. And then I'm trying to see if there's anything else. No, I think this is pretty good what we have here.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I did think about Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like borderline. It's definitely not important.
No, but it's when I look at this list, it doesn't fit as well. Okay, there. Yes, thank you.
I think that was the most I laughed this year was that whoever it was who pointed out that backlog looked like Mr. Slate from the Flintstones.
Yes.
I get a lot of Flintstone stuff on my Facebook now, by the way.
Really?
My Facebook is like it's like Flintstones and bald treatment. Because Facebook knows I'm bald. So
Right.
it's a million of those.
All right. We have Payday 3, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dead Island 2, Exoprimal, and Avatar. I would probably remove Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's a good time. I know Jam loves it. I love my level 5 grandpa more than my level 4 grandpa. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The one who was a cop.
Yeah, the one who's a cop, exactly. How do you feel about Payday 3? I didn't play this. You did.
Yeah.
You said, and I watched you play it, and I had a great time watching you.
When I read the exact words here, least important game you played and still like a little. Nothing matches that better to me than Payday 3.
All right, sounds good. I think I'm going to remove Avatar.
I think that's fair.
Because I think, for me, Dead Island 2 and Exoprimal are very similar to how you feel about Payday 3.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And this is a little weird because, like, none of us have played both of these games.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I probably would give it to Exoprimal if you'd let me.
I will let you, sir.
All right, good. Yeah, Exoprimal is definitely the winner here. I would be interested. I want to show this to Becker and see which one he thinks is the least important.
Yeah, we got to get the input of an expert.
Yeah, but for now, our unexperted eyes are going to go with Exoprimal.
Connell Wood had to get suggested last second Sonic Superstars, but Jeff does not like that game a little.
I like that game a little.
I like it a little. It's definitely not important.
No, definitely not. They released another Sonic game right after that because even they know. All right.
No, look at somebody added best in-game location.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, Coffee World looks like shit. I don't want to go to Coffee World.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a fun video game level. But
The karaoke bar from Alan Wake 2. There you go.
yeah, that's a vibe. Or that shitty sauna.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think that's going to take us to Game of the Year.
How about a real quick break before we do that?
Sounds good. We're going to get to that right after this, everybody. Well, you know what? Maybe we can read some Super Chats after that. We're going to save that, everybody. So if you want to keep sending Super Chats, get to that. Mikey and I are going to take a quick break. See you soon.
Can you feel the mic shine?
All right, so let's get set up here. Thanks for hanging out again with us, everybody. Really appreciate it. Bibbity Bits. What games did I play?
What? Toe Jam and Earl 2?
Toe Jam and Earl 2. That's Game of the Year.
Planet Pundatron?
Sauna. Okay, that looks good. I liked Coffee World enough, Christian. Oh, Forspoken would have been a good one. I didn't play it enough to decide that I liked it a little, though. Forspoken Game of the Year. Let's go. Oh, yeah, Connell Wood. We'll send them a trophy for best Dick and Balls and Bibbity Bits. He's laughing from the bathroom. Oh, man. Maybe just a cake. It's just one of those cakes that's like a person's torso with boobs on it. The Dick and Baldur's Gate Award. Yeah. All right. Let me make sure I have my games here.
Let's take it, balls and be. I laugh at myself.
Uh-huh. All right. I'm not going to log in, so let me see here. Let's go to Giant Bomb. Let's Google. I need to remember what games I played. Giant Bomb, Jeff, Grubb.
Don't forget, we're not doing 5. I think you know the ones that you're considering. Oh, you're bringing up your literal top 10 list.
Yeah,
I thought you had some like a master document.
No, well, I do, but I don't need that. No. Okay. All right, so what are we doing? What you want to do, like top 5 or what? Or just pick one and have like 2 runners up? How do you want to
I
do
think
it?
we can do that, honestly.
That works for me.
Like, you know, like no one's going to be like, well, we got number 5, everybody.
Right. These assholes spent 10 minutes talking about dick and balls and bibbity bits, and then we won their number 5, and we're very proud of that. Okay. Yep, good point. Okay.
I think everyone knows what games we did like.
Uh-huh. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back in. We're back. We're still doing Game of the Year. In fact, we're doing the Game of the Year. And we're going to do this just like we did in the other categories. We're going to pick the Game of the Year. We'll have 2 runners up. So it's not going to be some long, drawn-out thing. We're not going to do a top 10, anything like that. If you want to get our full thoughts, they're all over the internet at this point. So, Mike, what do you think is like a good shot to get in there? Where do you want to start?
Would you allow me to get broader than that? We could talk around for a while. Let me tell you how I really see this thing going down.
Yeah.
I think there are 3 possibilities here.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I think that there is this one kind of obvious choice, a good choice, perhaps safe, but one that we both like a lot, makes a lot of sense, is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm already writing it.
It obviously makes a ton of sense. A fantastic game. We both love it.
Yep.
Then there are 2 games that are very different but similar. There is Pikmin 4 and Resident Evil 4. First off, they both have the number 4 in their
They
title.
do. Wow. The Da Vinci Code over here.
These are both games that, one was your number 1.
Yep.
One was my number 1, and we both kind of had to push the other to play it. And when they did, they were like, "You were right."
Yep.
You're right. Like, oh, this is actually fantastic and it's incredible. And both of these not getting Game of the Year love like a Tears of the Kingdom is, or an Alan Wake 2, or a Baldur's Gate 3. So everything else that is in that conversation usually this year, I just don't think we like as much as these 3 games. I think,
yes,
yeah,
agreed.
These 3 games are basically top 3 for both of us. I think Pikmin 4 is my 4, maybe, or my 5.
Yeah, this is top 3 for me.
So that's what I think it's actually going to come down to. Do you disagree? Is there something else you think needs to be really considered?
I mean,
which was as a me and you kind of
right? Yeah, I think Armored Core 6 is maybe the best chance. Maybe
Armored Core 6 was very good, maybe deserves some recognition. But
I think you're right.
Honestly, I had Baldur's Gate 3 at number 2. It's not like you hate Baldur's Gate 3.
No, not at all.
Your thing.
Exactly, and I think that's kind of the prettiest. Yes,
right. I think both of us really liked Alan Wake 2, but neither of us thought it was GOTY.
Exactly. Yes,
a very big year. Neither of us thought it was like our favorite.
No,
game.
It's a game I enjoyed playing for sure. I think you're right. I think Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 4, and Resident Evil 4. That's the 3 right there. What do you think happens now?
I think we talk about if it should be Pikmin 4 or Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I think we wrestle for it. I was scared. I thought you were falling on me.
I just figured a surprise attack give me my best opportunity. Listen, it'd be very cool if Pikmin 4 won a Game of the Year.
Well, Fire Escape was supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But then they failed us. The coward, Mike Mahardy, couldn't do it.
God damn you, Mike Mahardy.
I can't believe how good Resident Evil 4 was. I kind of cringe a bit when people are like, this game changed me.
Sure.
I do. I'm like, no, it didn't. But it's like a bit of a, I'm not really joking. I'm like, I'm not scared of media anymore. I think it's fun now. Mm-hmm. I think Resident Evil 4 is really what just showed me is the fun in all of this. I used to be like, I don't understand. Why would people want to be scared? Why would people like things with things that look disgusting and gross and are like me and bad? And it's like, oh, I understand the kind of fun in all of this. I understand the kind of winky, haha. This is just all in good taste. Not good taste, but all in good fun. And I keep going back to it. I can't believe the pacing. Pacing is such an underrated thing that we talk about in a video game. Because sometimes pacing is dictated by a player in a way that a player can ruin the pacing. For sure. Resident Evil 4 makes it so that the player can't ruin the pacing. Yeah. Sure, there's some backtracking to do. There's even some parts where it opens up a bit and you can explore, like that lake. Even then, it's like after you're fighting a giant sea monster, so you could use a little bit of time if you want to go around and collect a gold egg, maybe.
Yeah, it feels like it's a good mixtape where like, we're going to go high, we're going to go higher, and then we're going to give you a chance to come back down and spend some time. It's like thought about in the same exact way. And it is the thing that I latch onto the most, the pacing, for sure, where it's like, I'm just going from one thing I love to the next, and it's so different and yet still so high quality throughout that it amazes me. I'll say that when I'm like 10 years from now, the game I imagine that I think I'm going to, if I were to go back to it, I probably would have the best time with Resident Evil 4. I think it's going to hold up better than any game this year.
I think you might be right. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, because it looks good in a way that scales, so it's just going to scale. I have not played a game where shooting feels this good.
Yeah.
Because it's not just shooting, right?
Right.
Because you have these parry mechanics, the knife parrying. I know it's funny, but it really does feel really good. Like when you have a knife thrown at you and you parry it with your knife, then you shoot that guy from far away with like your pistol. Then some other guy comes at you with like their side. You parry that away, you push him away, get your shotgun out, immediately blast him down, and there's 3 other people you're thinking about. And yet it all works. It all kind of flows. It's a little bit like that Sherlock Holmes like thing. Like you see like it all, and you're making your plans and your moves out.
For me, the Pikmin 4, that scene in Forrest Gump when he talks about like me in the military fit like a round peg and a sort of circle hole or whatever he says. That's how I feel about Pikmin 4, where it just like fits so well and like how I think about games, where it's like, here's some tasks. Here's some cool ways to accomplish the task. And then here are a bunch of like strings that are going to pull you out into the world to tackle those tasks in new ways. And we're going to give you even more abilities. And that's going to give you, you're going to have more capability, but then we're going to make the challenge higher. And that's just, those two things are just going to sing alongside one another throughout the whole entire experience. And it's really well done. I'm at a point where I'm won over by Resident Evil 4. That happened when I played it, and I was like, man, it is as good. It was my number 3 for like in a really surprising way. I'm like, it might make my top 10, but that'll be sort of a pity thing for Mike. And then I'm playing it, I'm like, okay, what the hell? I have more fun playing this game than just about anything else. It's so well made.
But I did like Pikmin 4 a lot.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Well, not just a game I didn't think I cared about, a series I didn't think that I cared about.
Yeah, it does. It really kind of helps to, I think, open up that franchise in a way that it never had a chance before. It's so well done. I love Pikmin 4. I would love to give it Game of the Year, but I love Resident Evil 4 too. I really do. Mike, let's just bold it.
We do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it the Game of the Year.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. I was like, hey, I was gonna totally. I was not coming in here like I'm gonna hardline make sure it's Resident Evil 4. I was totally okay if it was Pikmin 4, absolutely. But I really do love this Resident Evil 4.
Connell Wood points out the real winner all along, the GameCube.
Oh yeah! The winner is the GameCube. Metroid Prime Remastered. I mean, it's kind of a good year for the GameCube, isn't it?
And another Game Awards episode where a podcast ends without anyone mentioning Starfield.
Oh my God.
Sorry, not to kick us down.
Well, we didn't make fun of Redfall. Can we do that?
Yeah, there we go. Redfall.
Hey, yeah, seriously though, like people are saying it, just one of the best years ever, maybe the best. It was, especially since I've been doing this, it's the best year.
Yeah, and you realize it's like, when people talk about best year in games, they want those games where it's like, here are the 5 games everyone played and everyone agrees rules. And there's other years where it's like, oh, a bunch of people played, like the Giant Bomb top 10 list. Like, man, people like so many different games. In a good year, it's like, no, we all want to be talking about these same things. There are so many great games to talk about this.
But then there are like those games you can find that, like
Chance of Sonar. Chance of Sonar, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that like fills it out, and that actually does put it over the top. Absolutely. Do you want to read the Game of the Year?
I would. I love to read Game of the Year. Game of the Year for Game Mess Decides. Runner-ups are The Legend of Zelda. We didn't say anything about Tears of the Kingdom. I feel bad. Everybody kind of like, yeah, of course it's good. And of course it is. Yeah. But it even is better than you expect.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, there was weeks and weeks and weeks where we talked about it. You're right, though. It's a standout. It's Editor's Choice, Street Fighter 6, and Honey Pop.
There you go. Honey Pop every year.
Of course.
So, Game of the Year, runners-up, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and Pikmin 4. But the Game of the Year, Resident Evil 4. 4.
Yeah, go play it if you haven't.
It's really good. I know, like, I hope I don't come across as memeing it the way I like it so much.
No,
it's fantastic.
Yes. I mean, I was memeing though, like, oh, I've already played that game. And then I played it. I was like, okay, no. Clearly. I mean, on that plane, beating it and having that in-credit song play, like, man, that was such a good experience. It really.
All right, I know. Yeah, I know that like, I was teased for it. That in-credit song rules.
Oh yeah, that was that was Bacalar's worst take of the game of the year. It was like that. Oh, that's embarrassing. Like, no, that's great.
That's not real. Yeah, I love it.
B Hammer says, but I did play it, Jeff. The year was 2000.
Shut up!
Now I'm annoyed by that. Don't do that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, this sucks.
It's the worst.
People shouldn't talk this way.
People shouldn't get away with this. Absolutely.
All right. You know what? Let's do some super chats and then we'll get out of here. The only game we've been playing is Prince of Persia. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to make this big again. We'll go. There we go. Where did we leave off?
Shiggies. No, Ali Miracles. Yes. So Luis Garcia said, never forget Redfall.
Decent setting.
Are they still trying to fix that? No, it's not. Do you think they're still trying to fix that?
Yes. They still try. I don't know how long they try.
Dougman says, hey, GM Duders, with the hype around Ubi for Prince of Persia, where's X Defiant? Last I heard was it was delayed in October for certification, and it's been radio silence.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Dungman. I don't know. I remember people are like, oh, this happens sometimes where like certification gets weird. It'll probably pop up in like 2 days, and it's been months. That game has a lot of fans because there's a lot of people playing like the alpha and beta periods. I don't know. It's Ubisoft's Call of Duty. I guess we'll see eventually.
Man, Bander's right. I've been having a good day. Good day to be a Mikey.
Good Mikey day.
Good Mikey day. Tyrant says, you love Neon White and Titanfall, so great movement and FPS is important to you. Must check out Swarm for Quest. Crazy great feel, no motion sick.
Okay, yeah. Listen, if you're going to compare it to those two games, I will be right on board. That's Swarm for Quest. Okay, I'll check it out.
Like VR makes me sick. Knock on wood. I'm so glad I don't get like just first person game sickness yet. Like that would bum me out so much.
Yeah, I got like Chris Johnson over at Player One Podcast always tries to deal with it and it never really works. Somehow a Sea of Thieves though doesn't bother him. He's played like 1,000 hours of that.
Interesting. We read this one from Nick. B. Traven says, at this point in the last console gen, we knew kind of what the next gen would look like with ray tracing. Any ideas about the next gen homework a la PlayStation 6? Yeah, maybe ray tracing for reals.
Yeah, ray tracing for real. They'll come up with some other buzzwords. Honestly, they're going to be in a shit place if they try to make 8K work.
Maybe they'll talk a lot about things like DLSS way more, like on the box. They'll find a snappier word for it.
Honestly, that apparently the rumor is the PS5 Pro is going to make a big deal about Sony's version of DLSS. So who knows? There will be some new thing that we're not thinking of.
The Enchanted Wolf says, what do y'all predict will be your top 3 games at the end of the year, including stuff that hasn't been announced, has a 2024 date? Prediction right now, here's my prediction that I feel somewhat good about right now. Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and the next 3D Mario game.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. The same answer.
And then Benji Bop, Fancy Frank first said, let's be real, you guys are my game of the year. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then Benji Bob says, PSA, Fantasy Critic Draft is 12 p.m. Eastern Sunday. That's right, everybody. Yes. Our Fantasy Critic Draft.
And if you want to make sure you're there on time, if you're a podcast producer, I'm going to be doing, well, if you have to be to participate, everybody, I'm going to be doing a Q&A for Game Mess on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll kind of just roll right into it. If I'm a little late, we'll still roll right into it. It'll be like 11:05 when I start that.
Then Mikey O'Leary says, a good day for Mikeys is a good day for all Mikeys. Rise up. Let's rise up, Mikeys. This is our year. This is our month. Sorry, Jan.
January, more like Mikey-wary. All right, that's great. That does it for the Super Chats. If you get any more in here under the wire, we'll read them. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Thank you, all the podcast producers. Thank you, all the listeners. If you listen to this show and you're not a podcast producer, we still love you. Tell a friend. That helps the show grow, all that stuff. Thank you to you, Mike. I had a great time doing a podcast with you.
Thank you for hosting and letting me come bum around, drink your gay Bud Light.
Anytime. It's my favorite. All right. How do I normally end this show? I just ask you, like, where
normally music plays and then, like, we talk normally, then the music gets louder, we panic. We say we're going to skip out of here, though.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Okay, all right. Well, everybody, skip into 2024 just like this. Turn the corner. Where's my mouse cursor? Bye, everybody.